Okay, I've got some kind of David Byrne thing going on with my suit today. It's huge. It's huge. Look. David Byrne, right? It's a bit I haven't worn this in a while. I realized that and I was like, oh, orange would look good. Yeah, we're in the autumn. That's huge. I'm drowning in it. I mean, honey, I know I've been trimming, but good night. Now, as I recall, this is cut a little bigger, yeah. But it's like I'm just drowning in it, but can't deny, honey. We've been trimming hard. My abs are sick, as the kids would say. Hey everybody, welcome to your Thursday check-in. Today's check-in is for Celtic Cross. Like always with Celtic Cross, as with any tarot reading, take what resonates, leave what does not. And do keep in mind these are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, so it may not resonate. And I know that's frustrating, but also normal, so if that happens, check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. Additionally, if a second energy pops up in your read today, then you reverse those energies as you see fit, as it applies. You guys, just... what can I say? This is my season. I love this season so much. Oh, I'm feeling it. I'm so into it, especially since given recovery and just I've got my energy back. And oh, we're just enjoying it. Enjoying the season. In fact, we have Minnie has a long weekend. So we're going to go ahead and take advantage of that and get out of the city for a while, a couple of days, and just enjoy some of our favorite places around the city. Just kind of get out of it for a bit and enjoy ourselves and just have a nice, lovely, long weekend together. That's it, really. No real news, just going well. Things are awesome right now, and I hope that they are for you, too. When I get home, I'm looking forward to this. Every fall, I get my bake on. I know for some of you long-term subscribers, you hear me talk about it every year, and it's no different this year. So when I get back, we're going to hit the kitchen. We're going to fill this thing up with banana bread and apple spice breads and pumpkin things and just yummy, yummy, spicy fall things. Yes. I do it every year. I used to do these community bake sales and school bake sales, and it's just my thing. I love it. I enjoy cooking so much, particularly baking, and I just feed people. It's like it's my way of saying I love you. Let me shove food in your face. Let me know if you're like that. Food is one of my love languages, so it's like the more I feed you, it just kind of shows you that I care. Carbs mean I care. Yes. It's just my thing. Anyway, so just looking forward to the weekend and just enjoy the changing of the season. That's all. All right, you guys, let's jump on into it. I will see you for the Sunday check-in. Yeah, and I will see you at your sign. Take care. Be well. Leo, what's up? Show me Leo, please. Okay, first card down, 5 of Cups, crossing the Ace of Wands, crowning Ace of Swords, past 8 of Pentacles, exiting 9 of Swords. That's true. Before you, Justice. Good. Good. King of Pentacles is in your strengths. 9 of Pentacles in your environment. I knew it. I knew it. 6 of Wands in the hopes and fears. Outcome is the Knight of Pentacles. You will continue to proceed. Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. I have to say, in your 3D world, beautiful. Very secure. Excellent. Your opening's a little different. That's a little more of an internal dialogue. You're sad, very sad, that you don't have hope or faith in something anymore. Like, honestly, we can't find hope, faith, or renewal in something anymore. It involves the past, 5 of Cups. No more goodwill towards something anymore, but it kind of hits you as a truth. Ace of Swords, that's not a bad thing. You're right. Some element that involves your emotional past is over. There's no going back to it. There's no turning it over onto a new leaf. No more hope, no more tricks, no more trying to reignite it. And not that Ace of Wands is any sort of trickery. It's just like, again, it's mostly associated with renewal. So getting the flame going again. Hope. We're out of hope for an element of the past. But it hits you as a truth. That's not a bad thing. It's kind of like saying, now I know. Now I know. I don't have to worry about it anymore. So I see something here for you on the way out that says I don't have to worry about it anymore. Now I know. And I can be okay with that. I can let it go. I don't have to try to make it work. I don't have to try to find faith for it anymore. I don't have to try to find energy for it anymore. I can just let it go. It's something of the past, and you're like, I can let it go, and that's internal. And I like how it hits you as a truth. That means I don't have to worry about it anymore. No more turning it over. No more trying to reverse the energies or make something work out. It's like, I just know it's done. You just know it's done. It's kind of like I can let the past be. On your opening, Eight of Pentacles in your past. That doesn't mean it's over. It's just something that you're very familiar with, and I see that. That's what I'm saying. Your 3D world, I'm not worried about at all. You look quite successful. Very stable, very capable. A very capable Leo. I'm very curious about what this is. But I do see that you have permission to let it go. You give yourself that permission. It's not really the universe, it's you. It's coming from you. You are giving yourself permission to let this worrisome thing go. An upset of the past that cannot be fixed or corrected. It's like, I know what it is. I know what part I played in it. I know how it hurt. I know how I tried to fix it or keep it or whatever. Like, I don't need to do that anymore. And you're right. And everything else after that kind of just falls into place. Right? Going back to what matters, what's important. And for you, really prioritizing, I hate to say work, but it's work. More than that, career, your own personal sense of success. You're actually showing me a great deal of individuation. Okay? So you might be connected to somebody, you may not be. I just know that you strongly associate your work endeavors with me and myself and I. Like, my success completely comes down to me and my effort. So that is going to have an individual spirit. Okay, this is what I can do, and you can do quite a bit, my friend. Actually, here now, while we're in Libra season, many of you are just work, career focused, and it's playing to your strengths. Literally playing to your strengths. So that's where you're at. That's your jam. It's a good jam to have. I think many of you may have started picking up your work energies here around last August, and it's been on that particular train ever since. It's a good train to have, and I just see you securing and securing and securing and adding to your experience, adding to your comfort. And your Nine of Pentacles, however, I'm going to go ahead and default to you're on your own. Okay? I think you're very good at what you do, and it shows up as, once more, me, myself, and I at home, at the more personal way. You are quite good at what you do. You're very secure. Six of Wands and the hopes and fears. I hope I've done a good job. Yeah, I think you have. I do. Nine of Pentacles is in the outcome. No, yeah, you're going to keep on keeping on. Don't fix what ain't broke, honey. You know? Take your time with it. You're building a world in there that is very successful, of good reputation, good name, good standing. Okay? It's not just for your coin today, but for your coin tomorrow. So you are concerning yourself with longevity, and you're quite good at this. Okay? You're going to start to feel very correct in your world now. If you haven't yet, then hopefully soon. And that feeling will continue to sustain. Your Six of Wands is interesting. You really want to know that you're doing a good job on your own and that you're making yourself secure. The answer is yes. Okay? And I also think many of you associate pride with what you do. You want to have pride in what you do, and you want to be well thought of. Again, checkpoints. The hopes and fears is not an outcome. I always have to point that out. It's just what's going on the inside. I can see that your pride in work, that's a big deal to you. Okay? Therefore, you'd be afraid of poor results. Therefore, you'd be afraid of a poor reputation. See what I'm saying? That's not your problem. It really isn't your problem. It really isn't your problem, honey. But no, yeah, your work position in the past, Eight of Pentacles, that's clearly carrying over. Like I said, you're quite good at it. you might have a lot of earth in you. Or like I said, you're just hitting the height of your work energies or your career energies now in Libra season, and you're really feeling in the zone of it. It feels very correct, and that's because it is. Clearly, you're good at it. Now, this opening, all I'm saying for that is confirmation that you can let something of the past that didn't work out, you can let it go. Okay? And be at peace with it. And there is a peace in that. I don't have to worry about this anymore. I don't have to try to find energy for it anymore. In other words, make it work from the emotional point of view. Okay? There's something here you can give yourself permission to let go of. All right. Oh, it might be time for a coffee, honey. Yes, I think so. Where are we in time? Hey, not bad. Okay, can I say a little bit more about this opening, please? That which Leo can let go of. 5 of Swords, self-sabotage. How so? 5 of Pentacles. A bad structure with somebody. By all rights, I could say that Queen of Wands is you, but I'm not. This is someone whom we tried to make things work with time and again, and it was self-defeating, yes? 5 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. There it is. I regret that this did not work. I am always fearful of it. In other words, always breaking permanently. You showed me all the 5s. Well, almost all the 5s. This thing wasn't going to change, therefore you had to change. That's how this works. 5 of Cups, 5 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. If it was going to transform, you would have known by now. So therefore, if the thing itself does not change, you must be willing to. In other words, don't participate in a system of failure because it's repeating. Okay? You have to break the cycle in order to change it. And that means you understand you can't change it. But you can. Yeah, I have you in a broken situation with somebody. It was repetitive. And it hurts you. That's why it's saying no more chances, no more risks, no more going back to the past to try to fix what was wrong. Just leave it there. Whatever that is, looks like it could not be satisfied. Okay, it could not be satisfied. No matter what you did or threw at it. But no, it could not be fixed. And when you understand things can't be fixed, we've got to let them alone. It takes two. Someone here didn't want to try, or they refused to join in the effort. Okay? That means they wanted to stay in that broken system. You didn't. So you let it go. But you're right. I like that. And I know what you're saying. No more fuss, no more muss. I can't do anything about that connection with that person. It's fucked. It's just fucked. It doesn't want to acknowledge. You cannot fix what you do not acknowledge. That's lack of acknowledgement. But it is running around in the same damn circle. Okay? People choose to say, why? Because that's what they get comfortable with, or they don't want to see that there's a problem because then they'd have to do something about it. That means they'd have to participate more and admit when they've done something wrong and therefore exhibit behaviors that suggest the opposite of what was done that fucked it up. I mean, again, you cannot fix what you do not acknowledge, so it takes a strong person then to acknowledge it. A lot of people are happy to stay in a broken system. Okay? If it means in some way that is a self-sabotaging way, I still get what I want, but not really. So you're right. You can let this go. No more putting hope, false hope into it and stuff like that. Okay. And you've been focusing on work ever since your career, and it's been going quite well there. That is clearly a system that works for you. Queen of Swords in reverse, dishonesty. Someone who will not speak their mind, or they speak in half-truths, or tongues, or in riddles, playing games. Yeah, feeding the broken system. Some people are much more comfortable with that, like I said. That way they can kind of get this idea that they're getting what they want, but not really. The Lovers, it was like that, eh? So, a strong connection that was not understanding or refusing to understand that it was part of a strong connection. Therefore, if it wanted to keep itself in place with you, it was going to have to admit that it had problems too. Okay? Someone who refuses to see the connection for what it is usually get the results they get. I want something of this, but I don't want to give myself to it. I want to appreciate it or get the benefits of it in some way, but I don't actually want to be a full participant, because then I'd have to take some measure of responsibility, such as owning my thoughts and feelings around the subject in order to keep it or maintain it. If somebody was too elusive, purposely withholding, never really let the other person know of their true thoughts or feelings, never mind admit anything was broken, because then they'd have to be willing that they were part of it. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of denial here about what this connection is and how it was broken. A lot of it. You cannot fix what you do not acknowledge. You don't acknowledge you're in a strong lover's connection that's worth keeping, you won't keep it. You're too busy denying that there's a real connection there, never mind that there's problems. Again, it's where I want to tell people, you get what you get. You don't get to throw a fit. One person is begging to find the right energy to connect you to. One person is begging for the truth between us. What's going on between us? What is our real connection? What does it mean to you? It's fine. What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. There's nothing wrong. I don't know that we necessarily have a strong connection. We have something. We have some kind of relationship, I guess, but I don't know if it's all that. But I'm fine with it. No, none of those negative things happened. No. I mean, you get what you get. So you opted out, it seems, long story short, of a broken system, and you've been thriving and successful since. For some of you, Leo might be, therefore, your rising and your north node, like me. What you have to step into and be so brave and courageous. Okay? And go outside of your norms and your boundaries in times of challenge. This is something, a lover's connection. This is not how we want it to be. Broken and in denial. And non-claiming. You don't ever want to be part of a connection where someone's not really claiming it, because they'll always have room to deny you as much as they deny themselves. So, okay. I don't want to keep pressing on that. I don't, because what you've been doing since is nothing less than wonderful. I don't know, but I like how you have permission in present day. That was your opening. I don't have to worry about this anymore. I don't. It's not my problem. You're right. They're not your problem. You're right. You don't have to fix it. There's nothing to fix. You don't have to put energy into it. Bravery. That's what I'm saying. I called it. I'm telling you right now, some of you Leos, you're rising or your North Node. You had to be so brave. And then even if that's not the case for you, I'm just saying, well done. Your Leo energy came shining through here. I need to protect myself. And I need to be so brave, and I need to be so strong and get this out of my life to break the circle, because it's not going to change. So I need to change. Yes. You were so brave. And you've been thriving ever since. Lighten up. Lighten up. Yeah, I think that's interesting. It's probably lightened you up considerably, yes, now that you're not trying to include this person anymore. And their non-effort. Honey, again, you can't get effort from somebody who won't even acknowledge the damn connection's even real to them. Never mind that it's problematic. They were getting something from it, but they weren't admitting enough that it was anything to them in order to keep it. So it, you know. Anyway, lighten up. I bet you have lightened up considerably. It gave you a lot of room to focus on you. And you will never feel that so much as perhaps as you do now. Okay? They might have told you too, lighten up. It's not that serious. Okay. You and I are not the same. And if I meant anything to you, you'd fight. You'd acknowledge what the hell this is, but you can't or you won't. So why the hell should I do the same for you? And again, that wasn't reason. I just see you with the kind of thought, I can be at peace with this. I don't have to worry about it, and I don't. I don't need to look at this anymore. And P.S., I give myself permission to stop mourning it. It's of the past. It's done. There's no hope for it. There never was. Maybe. And that seems harsh, but you've already come to terms with it. Why you have a kind of a cap on your thought now, I don't know. Perhaps you were ready to see it that way. Attuned to the divine, new moon in Pisces, and then first quarter moon in Sagittarius. Believe in your own good luck. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connected to other seasons might be important to you. We have the letters H, E, and G. We have the medallions of, once more, Sagittarius, and then also Aquarius. As said, placements, season might be important, possibly connecting to. And then we have the unicorn. I believe you are unique. I believe you are of quality. I believe that you are spiritually impactful and intuitive. Yeah. I believe you might be a unicorn, yes. And then peacock, a bit of a show. Oh, what's Leo without that? Some of that peacock energy, a bit of a show. You might put on a bit of a show. Perhaps you take pride in your appearance. That's all right. I do see it as connected largely to your hopes and fears. You know, you hope that you're doing good. I think that you are. Okay? You deserve the recognition. You deserve the pats on the back and the kudos and all that stuff. Leo, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag, what's up? Show me Sagittarius, please. Show me Sagittarius. Okay. First card down, Page of Wands, crossing the moon. Oh, yes. Ace of Pentacles, crowning. Past the star. Yeah. Exiting the devil. Good. Before you, strength. Yeah. Strength says 9 of Pentacles. Good job. Environment, the 5 of Pentacles. Okay. 3 of Pentacles and the hopes and fears. Outcome is the Ace of Cups. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. You get to choose. Okay? Tarot's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. My job is to try to inform you a little better. Something's coming through. I would say this week, yeah. Surprise! Page of Wands and the moon. I don't think it's you. No. I think it's coming towards you under the space of a little bit of the unknown. Okay? A little bit of the unknown. It's not very loud. It's not entirely disruptive. But it does come through in the form of Page of Wands. Little guy. Little interest, curiosity, little light. But yes, the moon is crossing, so I would hazard a guess around the week of the full moon, which would be this week. Ace of Pentacles at your crown. You and the star is in your immediate past here in this position. So, yeah. Long story short for you, okay, outside of the unknown, you have been working on your dreams, long story short. You've been doing a fantastic job, so you keep on keeping on. It's at your crown, so you must be making fantastic progress. Well done. That's an opportunity, I believe, that's already in play, but it means the world to you. You're making it happen, so congratulations. That's gorgeous. The stars in your past, whatever this is a dream, a hope, a goal that you have been really throwing yourself into, and you're seeing the results. You're making that opportunity come through a little more every day. You're giving it definition more every day. Congratulations. That is fantastic. I see people have stars all the time, and they almost always pass up on them as a fanciful idea or something they feel very strongly about, but they won't take step one to achieve it. You have taken more than step one. You are making your dreams come true. So congratulations to you. It means a lot. Okay? Now, something here on the exit. Devil. Uh-oh. There's a negative influence. And also, given its positioning near the past, it's something you used to desire and you stopped desiring it, or you forced yourself to stop desiring it, or you stopped making yourself available to it, or it stopped showing up in your life. I don't know. But yeah, no, it's on the exit. It isn't. It's influenced what it isn't what it used to be. And I can see where you used to desire it, and then at some point you switched to star from deeply desiring something that was probably not so good for you to throwing all that weight into something that's real and good for you. And sustaining too. Ace of Pentacles is sustaining, the Devil is not. So that's a dream, that's a goal, that's a career, that's an opportunity that you're making good on. Okay? I think many of you have vision boards and you take them seriously, and that's more than that. I mean, it's an actual vision for you that you are making real progress in. You can track it. Well done. So this is what you used to desire, and you understood it was not so good. It felt gross, bad, icky, patternized maybe. Okay. So then, guess what's coming through? Touch of that unknown. It's not from you, it's towards you. Okay, so FYI. Once more, it doesn't look threatening. It's very light with the Page of Wands, but you already know where it might take you. Because it took you there once, that means you could go back to that space. If it hasn't changed, healed, or put any work towards itself, the result will be the same. Strength before you in future. What to do. Strength to push away or pull towards you. You get to decide. There's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. I'm curious of it. I'm curious about that as well, but you get to choose. Nine of Pentacles is your strengths. Wonderful. You know how to stand on your own 2 feet. You're not afraid to be alone, which is good. You know how to provide for yourself. You are building a world for you. You're quite comfortable in it. You're quite capable. And you're 1 pentacle away from like a 10. Okay? So what you're doing is quite good. You're building yourself up in a very realistic sense. 5 of Pentacles is in the environment. Some breakage there. That's unfortunate. To me, you're showing me elements of success personally. Something in your environment you used to connect or give to is coming back through. So it looks like a patternized habit, something that took from you, not necessarily gave from you. So, because when I look at you by yourself, you're quite good on your own. You know how to earn very well for you. You take your resource development and acquisition very seriously. You're quite good at it. So that environment then that's a little broken is in connection to whoever this is, the 3 of Pentacles. I have a kind of unsavory taste there about a using element. So please be aware of that. It's 3D using, physical using, time, energy, effort, resources, kind of using, a leech maybe. Someone who wants to take more than they give. It's very uncomfortable. It's small. To start, you're familiar with it. That means you've given to it before. That's probably one of the reasons why you don't share the environment with them anymore. Again, when you're on your own, you're great, you're brilliant. So 3 of Pentacles in the hopes and fears to cooperate or not to cooperate again. To be friends with this person or not. To give to them or not. I think there's a reason why you disconnected seeing this person in reality, though. Or you no longer give them your time, energy, attention, effort, friendship, or money. Ace of Cups is in the outcome. I see you focusing on something else altogether, so, in the future. This doesn't really come across as a love energy. It doesn't. It's a connection for which you're familiar, and it seems to take a little bit more than it gives. You're familiar with it. That means you've given to it before, like I said. I repeat myself for a reason. This is not unknown. You know who this is. It might have been a while since you've heard from him. But yeah, I think you have an unhealthy dynamic with whomever that is. Okay, may not be by a lot, but it's enough to make a difference. Enough for you to remember why you abandoned it in the first place. Or they cost you money. There, I said it. In some way, they might have cost you money If not money, then time. And time is just as precious as money, because once you spend time, you can't get it back. At least when you're spending money, you might have a chance for a refund. But I have a feeling this person don't give refunds. Or they don't give back either. So, just to let you know, be it your time or your money or somewhere between the two, it's a choice. And then you put an Ace of Cups out there towards the outcome. I'm sorry, I don't... Actually, no, I'm not sorry. This thing wants something from you. Okay? So your hopes and fears here is completely reasonable, because I think if you open up to this, you know where it's going to go. You know where it might take you. And it seems a little smooth there on the surface, so it may not be immediately obvious. Right? It's not going to be like, hey, Sag, I haven't heard from you or talked to you in years, but let me hit you up for like 5,000 real quick, or whatever it is that it wants. No, it's going to be a little smoother than that. But no, I don't think that's where your focus is. No, I do not. This is not a love opportunity. I see you kind of diverting your attention elsewhere. Again, strength is up to you how you use it. All right? Advice, 7 of Swords, the Hanged Man, King of Cups. You're showing me that you care about this, but you are seriously considering just avoiding it altogether or ignoring it. I don't blame you. I told you you're familiar with it. And you're saying you do care about them. You do. You don't want people to suffer. But when someone has kind of malicious intent, they're not really suffering. Okay? They're thinking about how they can take. So... Ace of Cups, there it is again. Knight of Pentacles, 4 Cups. I think you want to make more progress in other things. Perhaps new love, and you want to get away from this idea of unhappiness. You just don't want to feel that anymore. Okay? You don't want to feed it anymore. You don't want to give to it anymore. 10 of Swords, the 8 of Pentacles, and the Chariot. You have been working too hard to kind of go backwards or relapse. Okay? 10 of Swords, yeah, at some point you disconnected from this even painfully. In some way you understood you were being used. It's like my money's mine. My resources are mine. My abilities, my connections, my reach, they're mine. They're not for you. If I gave you anything, you can count yourself lucky, because that's not going to happen again. 10 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles, the Chariot. You move forward in your own goals. Okay? I think you had enough loss when it comes to this connection and or person, and frankly, you just don't want to get caught in that emotional trap anymore. Because you remember what it's like. You were very unhappy with whatever that dynamic was. Very unhappy, and you want to focus on a stronger heart and most likely new love. And this person doesn't meet that criteria. Not at all. Okay. You work too hard to recover your coin or earn your coin to do this. But still, it's up to you. Like I said, it's up to you. But you can see where this is headed, right? King of Swords, the World. That's someone who's adamant, focused, clear-headed, level-headed, conscientious, and focused. You're seriously going to consider not engaging with this at all and just let it pass you by, ignoring it, or for some of you might get very blunt. The time of whatever yours and I connection is over. I will not be giving to you again. Funding your lifestyle, helping you out, whatever it is. No bailouts. Turns out you are not so big that you can't fail. Okay? You know? Okay, but yeah, it's still your choice. Like I said, it's up to you. Take a breather, last quarter moon in Cancer. You got this. You know what your mind is. You know what your emotions are. You know that if you deviate from what your heart feels, you'll go back into a very unhealthy, emotional, and realistic pattern with this person. You might have some very strong Cancer in your chart. Could be connected to. Their season might be important to you. Pivot, yeah. Pivot away from that conversation or that dialogue. Pivot. You know it doesn't work. You know it doesn't work. Okay? I agree. Oh, you. We have the medallion of Pisces and Libra. Okay, Libra season. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to other seasons, might be important to you. And some of you are showing me the twin dolphin, which is in the shape of a heart. I know. Look, when I look at you, like I said, just to recap once more, when I look at you, you're healthy, you're thriving, you're stable, you're successful even. You concern yourself with good providership energy and working on your dreams and making them realistic. At some point, you used to support this person. You had a goal towards them that wasn't healthy, or you had an unhealthy goal towards their unhealthy goals, and perhaps you funded them in some way. I don't quite know. But that shifted some time ago. You don't want to go back to the past because you know where it takes you. And this is your next stop, is new love. This person does not meet any qualifiers for that at all. Not in any sort of reasonable way, not even on the surface way. Okay? So yeah, so I think you want your equal in love. Not a very poorly minded business partner or whatever the hell their friend. I don't know. But I don't like it. Not at all. You had to break your environment from theirs. Perhaps they were draining. Very draining. But in a way, it felt like you had to limit your world by removing yourself from theirs or something like that, or removing them from yours. Okay. But on your own, you're fantastic. Make sure it stays that way. I'm not saying you have to be alone. I'm saying when it comes to this person, I choose you. Yeah. Absolutely. All right, Saggy honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries, what's up? Show me Aries, please. Show me Aries. Okay. First card, the Chariot, crossing, Ace of Swords, crowning, Ten of Wands. Ten of Cups is in the past. Exiting is the Ten of Pentacles. Before you is the Two of Cups. Okay. Nevertheless, you will proceed. Okay. The Knight of Cups is in your strengths. Environment, Nine of Swords. Knight of Pentacles in the hopes and fears, and the outcome is the Magician. Like I said, nonetheless, you will proceed. Your path is shaping a little differently than you had expected or anticipated. That's all right. It's all right. The Chariot, I am proceeding. Ace of Swords, I don't know necessarily where I'm going. Okay. Okay. You're like, I'll find out as I move along, and that's true enough, fair enough. Sometimes life is like that. I can see that you've had some unexpected journeys. We have 3 of the Tens here. 10 of Wands, 10 of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles. You have decades of experience here. What feels like lifetimes of experience. And you're not done. I know the last time you headed out for a solid pathway, you're like, this is it. I'll never change my path again. This is it. Well, for some of you, if I were looking at you in terms of, say, bumps in the road, because right now you're in the Chariot, so I know you're kind of like on the road, metaphorically, spiritually, for life's path. With good force, though. I would say you might have hit what looks like your second or third bump. A big one. It's okay. This is all getting you to where you need to be. All right? Now, nothing is so radically different that you can't recognize your world. No, you can still recognize it. It's just, I know once upon a time you headed out on path A, and then you found yourself on a path B. But there were still a lot of elements there you recognize. Family, friends, and for the most part, your environment. And now it seems you're headed down path C. I know you're tired. I know you're tired. I know you are. Like I said, there's a lot of elements about your life that you will recognize, you will always recognize. The people who are nearest and dearest to you, family and friends. Okay, you keep them with you. But where you find yourself, the environment, the foundation, it's changed a little bit. Okay? Perhaps it's not as stable as it used to be. People come and go. The environment itself changes often. So while you might be headed on an unexpected path C, And you're saying, I don't know what the hell it's going to look like. I don't know. I'm exhausted by the whole thing. Nevertheless, you will proceed. You'll be glad that you did. You will understand that A and B were a precursor to C. Okay? It's hard because this is very overarching and it's a check-in. So hopefully that helps you. You know, in a way, I'm kind of glad you're showing me I don't know shit about the Ace of Swords right now. Okay, that truth hasn't taken shape for you. You're in the process of discovery of it. So while some of you, especially since the Ten of Wands is at your crown, you're just exhausted. You feel crushed at having to change your life path again. Nevertheless, I see your spirit rising to the occasion with the Chariot. You know you're supposed to move forward. Okay? The people who are supposed to be in your life will be there. The elements of your 3D that are supposed to be in your life in a permanent way, fixed way, they will be there as well. The shape is changing a little bit, gets a little fuzzy. Because now you're on path C. There will be changes, there will be alterations. So I kind of like how you're showing me I don't have absolutes. Good. I don't want you to have absolutes yet. All right? I want you to see the good in this. And I know you're tired, but I want you to see the good in this. Path C will start to take shape, so I'm kind of glad that you don't have any preconceived notions about where you're next headed. Not too many. I want you to just go with the Chariot. You'd be surprised where that spirit takes you. Two of Cups. I see you harmonize with somebody in the immediate future, with who I do not know. Perhaps they will show me. I know it hits a kind of soft note in you with the Knight of Cups as their strength. Some of you have a bit of a poet in there. Okay. There's a soft spot in here knocking around for you. All right? You have a certain reaction to it, or to them. Be they someone new or someone whom you know, I don't know. Nine of Swords in your environment, I understand the stress. I see it. I see the stress at having to change. You're showing me a kind of isolation in your thoughts, and that's where most of the fear and the frustration and the tired feeling comes from. The fears of your mind. And now you're on path C and you don't know what the hell that looks like. It will take shape the more you continue to make progress in it, move in it. I see a willing participant. You're not a prisoner. You're a willing participant here. That means in some way your spirit recognizes it has to move forward. Okay? You have so many good elements attached to you that are strong. And I know you see it as kind of fucked up right now and fuzzy and maybe incomplete. It just, think of it this way. It's not incomplete. It's just being redefined. Okay? You're on a new path now. Take it as it goes. Knight of Pentacles, no hopes and fears. There you go. Take it as it goes. You build the plan along the way. The Knight of Pentacles is the only knight associated with a plan or a blueprint because he's the only one who moves slow enough to have that kind of clarity. Okay? So take it as it goes. The more you make progress, those blanks will get filled in. The Magician's in the outcome. I see you outright asking in future, which suggests you're a lot more comfortable. I see you manifesting. Okay? I see you taking your life in not an entirely new direction, but it's new enough. And it has many challenges attached to it, yes. But please believe me when I tell you, you have a core foundation with you. And a core inner circle that moves with you too. But yes, you seem to be taking a path C. I don't know how you found yourself there. I just know that you are. And it seems a little daunting. Page of Cups, Two of Cups, Queen of Wands. Told you. Soon enough. I see you share a heart space with somebody. It feels soft. It's very inviting. It's warm too. Warm and inviting. Someone who supports you. A little bit more on the personal side. You have an inner circle. Let's say once upon a time that was your path A. You don't have 100% of your inner circle like you once did. Let's say it's been reduced to 70%. Like I said, people come and go. Not everybody can stay. You still have to live your own life. Okay? Okay, that's going to fluctuate. Your Ten of Pentacles is clearly fluctuating as well. Where you go, why you go there, what you work for, why you work there, who you're connected to, network resources. Okay? Those are both shaping, reshaping. A little bit. You find the whole thing a pain in your ass. The biggest frustration for you, what exhausts you the most, is that you don't know what C absolutely looks like. That's going to exhaust people. I don't know. It's suffering from the weight of the unknown. And I have to push back on people. You will know more about it when you make more progress in it. As you make progress in this one, okay, I see someone cross your path. It's very warm. I would even say inviting. Okay? Supportive. Supports you. Encourages you. Creative, fiery, maybe. Passionate. Perhaps it represents a certain physical beauty. I'm not seeing it as you. Perhaps someone who's like you. Okay? Your Ten of Pentacles, your foundation is being redefined a little bit. Yeah. So what you're doing here past C is to enhance your foundation, to restabilize it or give it new definition. Yeah, that's going to be enough to exhaust anybody. You changed career fields, didn't you? Possibly relocation, Six of Pentacles, King of Swords, you had to do it. Okay. It's kind of like saying I had to take on more to get more. Yeah, that's going to be enough to exhaust anybody. You took on more to get more. Okay. To add to the foundation, the legacy of it. So imagine you already had a lot of property you're working with, and you decide the best way to make it last is to give it a whole new foundation. A new foundation for your old foundation. Does that sound like it's going to be easy? As your past C, you've taken on more to get more. It was your decision. It was your decision. I see the ownership of the decision right here. That doesn't mean it was easy, though, does it? But this one, going back to the love, now that's a choice. The Judgment with the Ace of Cups. How long have you been manifesting love? It's coming through. It's coming through. How long have you been manifesting love? It wasn't in a rush. You wanted that to be a divine thing? Whatever the universe sees fit. I'm not in a rush. I think they will make your endeavors easier. Being with someone who believes in you, loves you and supports you, tends to make life a lot easier. No rush on that. I appreciate that attitude. It's not waiting. You said no rush. If there's the right one for me, the universe will tell me. Well, it looks like you're going to be told soon enough. Okay. Okay. Three of Swords, Four of Pentacles. Side. Some of you were holding on to old aches and pain anyway and still having to work through it. When you're ready to let it go, this perhaps enters your life. 21. Anyway, I think we covered a lot of material here today. Like a lot. I wish I could have done more, but it seems like you have taken on more, to do more, to get more. I mean, again, that's the best way I could put it. Imagine giving your old foundation a fresh foundation. You're reshaping a lot. And it's going to be exhausting. But that's good. That's good. That means you found opportunities for yourself that previously were not open or accessible to you. And now you've kind of taken it as a task, a conscious decision to make these changes. It is quite tiresome. It is. But, yeah. It's the right love at the right time, I must say. That way you don't have to do it alone. Yeah, okay. The more you're ready to release, and this is not the focus of your reading today, so I'm barely saying it, but when you were ready to release that, the old pain, that's when this was truly available to you. Okay. Release the old heartaches and pains of whatever it is that didn't work out in the past. When you were able to let that go comfortably, that's when this came through. Okay? Dove, sign of peace. Because you could release, you're now ready to receive. You got a lot going on in your reading. First quarter moon in Virgo, assess the situation. And of course, first quarter moon in Scorpio, release your blocks. Okay? Assess the situation, and so you did. That's been a while. That path C, that third act, however you want to do it, that's been in the making. First quarter moon in Scorpio, release your blocks. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to call this one then Scorpio season, which is a couple of weeks. Okay. That feels about right. Okay. Okay. We have the letters W, H, O, T. We have, okay, lots of medallions here. We have Leo, Aquarius, and Pisces. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to other season, might be important to you. We also have the Tree of Life. Yes. Oh, I see that. You know how it is? Sometimes you have to kind of break your foundation in order to reshape it. That's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. You had to reshape it, change it, perceive it differently, interact with it differently in order to get more out of it. It seems like you made your life that much harder, but that's not the goal. The end goal is strength. Strength of legacy, strength of foundation. You really had to challenge yourself and kind of dig deep on this one. Okay, the willingness to take on more in order to do more, achieve more. And so you admit you don't exactly know the end result, but I told you, I saw somebody here was consciously doing this. It's not random. You weren't victim to it. You weren't subject to it. You chose to do this. Okay? You chose that path C, and it might be an absolute pain in the ass, but... And you're not even starting over. You're really not. It's like, this is all the stuff I wanted to do. Path A couldn't, path B couldn't. Oh, now it's time for C. Okay. All right. Aries, honey. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, what's up? Show me Aquarius, please. Show me Aquarius. Okay. First card down, Five of Pentacles, crossing the Four of Cups. Okay. Crowning you is the Star. You. Two of Swords is in the past. Exiting Seven of Wands. Before you, the High Priestess. Good. 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 Okay. Strengths, the Three of Swords. Six of Pentacles is in your environment. Ten of Swords in the hopes and fears, and the outcome is the Six of Wands. Triumph. Something here is not working out. Just point blank, it's not working out. And you're very aware of it. You're hyper aware of it. It makes you very upset. Five of Pentacles, something here is breaking in the 3D. It's not very consistent. It's not very productive. It's not very generous. No. There's a lot of cracks running through whatever that is. That is the Five of Pentacles. And Four of Cups is crossing you. You know, you're very upset. Okay. The stars at the crown. You, what's right for you? Please ask yourself that. Where should you be putting your vision? Where should you be putting your hope and your faith? Okay. What should you be aiming for? What do you believe in? Because right now you got a lot of evidence here that something's not working out. So is this your dream? Ask yourself that. Two of Swords is in the past. There was a lot of insistence upon confusion. Okay? We didn't want to see. We didn't want to see. So you, given that you are at your own crown here, this kind of mess that you feel, that you are so painfully aware of, is this what you were hoping for? It's rhetorical. Of course it isn't. Okay? So you gave this a pass for a long time. Two of Swords, I don't want to see that. I don't want to acknowledge it. But it was going to be at your own cost. Okay? The more we turned a blind eye to this situation, the worse it got, yes? The opposite's never true. If I ignore it, it'll just go away. 7 Wands on the exit. Good. Deflection. Defensiveness. That's coming down. Time to see this for what it is and what it isn't. Okay. The High Priestess before you in future. Yes. You will have some very strong intuitive moments coming up. Pay attention. Strengths, the 3 of Swords. I know you can handle a lot of heartbreak. That doesn't mean you should. It shocks me. I say a lot of people just aren't aware. That's true. Good point. A lot of people are unaware. It's kind of like I'd rather be disappointed and heartbroken than nothing at all, because what if there's nothing here? I'd rather feel something than nothing. Okay? It reminds me of whatever this is still alive, even if it's painful. It's still in my life, even though it might be harmful to me. So, yeah, the 3 of Swords is in your strengths. You can take a lot of heartbreak and disappointment, but just because you can doesn't mean you should. Okay. 6 of Pentacles in your environment. I have no doubt you're keeping your balances in order, your priorities in your everyday life. Okay? The to and fro, the busyness, you're on point with it. Good. I'm happy to see that your everyday balances are in order. Good. 10 of Swords in the hopes and fears. You're afraid that this thing's going to end. I see you letting this go, and it could be the release of you. You see it as a fearful thing. Right? Because if it's hurting you, whatever the situation is, it's evidence that it's still in your life, right? Did it ever occur to you that if this ended, something else could be in your life that actually makes you happy? And then you could have the reassurance of that instead of the reassurance of pain. Out comes the 6 of Wands, triumph in the end. Triumph in the end. Good. I'm glad to see that. The Emperor, Queen of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. How so? The Hermit in reverse, the 4 of Cups, and the Lovers. I see. There's something here that will not heal, it will not mend. I don't know that it ever had the potential to. But no doubt it was strongly felt. Okay, that's a lot of outstanding pain and disappointment with a very strong connection that will not heal because it refuses to learn. Honey, you don't ever want to get mixed up with somebody who refuses to learn, because then they do nothing. They learn nothing from it. So while it wasn't a waste of time for you, it will be for them. I always say to people, you never really fail. Okay? You never really fail unless, of course, you refuse to learn. Somebody hears Hermit upside down. They refuse to learn. About this connection, its meaning, its significance, and how hurtful it has been. Not just for you, but the both of you. In order for them to care about you and what you've been experiencing, they'd have to do it for themselves first. You cannot heal what you do not acknowledge. So, I couldn't help but wonder then what this was about. Ace of Cups, the Emperor, Queen of Pentacles. What is this, please? Ah, of course. The Wheel of Fortune, Seven of Cups, and time. What did I say? Did it ever occur to you that if you ended this, you actually might invite something in your life that is healthy and loving? Something like that. Your strengths wouldn't be the Three of Swords. It might be the Ace of Cups. It might be you, the Star. You should be there. You should be in the strengths position, not the Three of Swords. At some point, honey, I bet good money you conditioned yourself into thinking the amount of pain I have for this connection is proof of how much I love it. It works in the reverse too. Is it proof of how much you may not love yourself? That you would allow this to perpetuate? That's extremely painful. And to add insult to injury, that person refuses to acknowledge it. Only a handful of people in our human existence have actually been made a martyr for their pain and suffering. Is that what you want to be? A martyr to your own feeling? For someone who doesn't acknowledge the connection, not properly know. Or do you want the freedom of love, healthy love, the joy in what it represents, stability, health, and someone who actually understands your fucking worth? But you won't know what that is unless you give yourself a future. How can you have a future if this is clinging onto you like toilet tissue that won't get off your shoe? You should be in strengths, not the Three of Swords. You are at your crown because you need to be in your own... you need to see yourself in your own best interest because this isn't. You ask yourself, let's say if you were little Aquarius again, is this what little Aquarius would want? Something that's broken, unstable, and makes you phenomenally unhappy, that you have to be willing to go blind on the subject in order to continue accommodating it. This is not what a little Aquarius would have wanted. I sincerely doubt that you would have chosen this for yourself when you were young. Okay. But yes, in time. That's stable. That's an acknowledgement of empowerment and self-worth on both sides. You have to be willing to open up to it in the future as an option. I can see that you have been defensive of the subject. Seven of Wands is on the exit. Your sense of defensiveness is coming down. And deflecting the subject specifically with the Two of Swords in the past. Good. Those moments, those very strong pockets, hours, days of intuition that's coming through for you, I really, really, really want you to listen to that and speak up. Listen to yourself, please. Okay. Those waves, possibly, of intuition. Listen to yourself. It's time to expand. I think, gosh, it was on the tip of my tongue to say that. I feel like you shrink yourself to fit into this person's world. I think you do. I think you shrink to fit in this person's world. What, for their approval? So they won't see you too much as an inconvenience? And they'll keep you. How secure is this? That you would anchor yourself in someone like that? Darling, you weren't meant, you're the star, you're not meant to shrink. Okay. You're of the stars, people look to you. Look to yourself. There is a world of life and love beyond this. Know your worth. Long story short. No moon in Taurus. Know your worth. So you got some very strong Taurus in your chart. Could be connecting to other season, might be important to you. Oh my goodness. We have U, S, D, Z, V, and G. We've got a lot of players here today. Virgo, Gemini, but above all, I'm noting you. Okay? You're the show of this particular reading. Whatever this is, when you connect to it, you're not the show at all. You are not the show at all. I don't like this for you. Your future, though? Very much so. So while I know you're afraid of ending this, please know that triumph in the end, confidence in the end, it's going to come down to one critical question for you. Is this of your worth? That's it. If you compromise the answer, it's the same as compromising yourself. Okay. Aquarius, lots of, there's a heaviness in the readings today. I say, except maybe Leo, I want to say, but I don't quite know. It's not a competition, but there's a heaviness. Anyway, I hope this helped you. I do. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Gemini, what's up? Show me Gemini, please. Okay. First card down, you, the Lovers, crossing the Chariot. Oh, crowning 2 of Wands. I know. What you gonna do? Pass 7 of Wands. Yeah, I see where you're coming from. Oh, okay. Exiting 8 of Wands before you the 10 of Wands. Yeah, so again, what you gonna do? Feels like there's pressure. Lots of pressure. I don't want there to be. But it still exists within you. So it's either you're reading or it's not. King of Wands is in your strengths. Oh, I bet. Look at all that fire. Fire, 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 fire. More fire. Judgment is in your environment once more. What you gonna do? Hopes and fears, the 3 of Swords. I understand. What you gonna do? Outcome, King of Swords. There you are. There's the decision maker. There's the clarity of mind. That's what I want to see for you. A decision. It's yours. I don't know what decision you will ultimately make. I'm just glad to see that you understand you have one. Choice. In all things. Including things like this. I know what people tell me when they have these kind of high pressure situations. I don't have a choice. Oh no, that's when you have the most choice. It's just the least popular. You know, but it's still choice. I'm glad that you have it. Some people don't. A lot of people don't. Like, actually don't have the choice. Because this energy doesn't exist for them. For you, it does. So it's not just you. The Lovers is here. Okay? It is your power card. Looking very lovely. I love what they did with your power card in this deck. It's so vibrant. It's so alive. And that's the way the Lovers should be. Okay. The Chariot, to move forward or not to move forward. Uh-oh. We're a little stuck. Here's the thing. Your car has a lot of gas in the tank. It wants to do something. Left or right, A or B. The highway or the back roads? What are we going to do? 2 of Wands at the crown. There it is again. Decision. There it is at the forefront. Decision. 7 Wands in your past. I ain't doing nothing. Okay. So I know that you know how to put up that wall if you want. I know that you know how to put up those boundaries if you want. I know you know how to put up the you leave me alone energy if you want. I know. That didn't help you though. You want to know how I know that? Your energy suggests that there's still a decision to make. That if you're just putting a wall up and just saying, okay, fuck off, then if that really helps you, none of this conflict would be here. But yeah, I know. I know you can put up a defense if you want to. I'm also saying it hasn't helped. The energy still exists. Therefore, the choice still exists. I know. So when people get really pissed off with me, it's because I point out the obvious. It's like, don't tell me what I don't want to hear. And I'm saying, I'm here to celebrate you. I'm here to celebrate your colors. I'm here to celebrate that you have a choice. I see that the words were taken away from you. Or someone stopped communicating with you. And your response is, well, fuck you too. But that didn't work, did it? No. I see the entanglement of frustration in you. So, words, at some point, the words between you and your connection there, your lover's connection, exited. I think someone pulled their words away. And it made you mad. And you tried to respond with, okay, fine, I'm not talking to you either. I understand. I get it. But that didn't solve anything in you about the energy that still goes back and forth between you two. I'm sensing that there's a lot of words here that were not said. Perhaps the most obvious ones were. But there's still some things knocking around inside you that your spirit would speak to. Okay. So I have to insist, Gemini. You look out upon the world to this day. And there it is again. That communication, it still exists within you as a potential. And the more you block it, the more frustrated you get. And I hate seeing that for you. I understand someone stopped giving you the words, but you still have some locked up inside you in your chest and your throat, and they feel like they've been stuck there. And if you could just make it go away, you would. And you can say it's reverse, that's fine, that's your privilege as a viewer. I'm seeing this conflict within you. Okay? I'm not saying you're responsible. I'm saying I'm reading your energy, and this is what's inside you. Okay? King of Wands is in your strength, so no, you're very passionate. I can see that. Whatever this connection is, gets you all sorts of just like, worked up. It really does. Well, a good lover's connection does, honey. I mean, what's the point of having one if it doesn't make you feel a certain way? Is it even a lover's connection, though? I can answer that for you. No, it's not. That would be any other connection. That would be a 3 of Cups. If you could give or take it, give a fuck, then it's a 3 of Cups. There's a motto for you. If you could give a fuck, it's 3 of Cups. Now, don't get me wrong. Social, emotional activity is wonderful. The healthy kind is what you have with good family and friends, and then maybe new love interest, again, healthy. But for the most part, it's just easy come, easy go. So this one gets you worked up. Gets you all lit up. Okay? Fires off your switchboard. For passion and your intensity, your anger, your frustration, your lust, your desire. But also your warmth. Something about this deeply connects you to it. And and vice versa. It works both ways. And judgments in your environment, it really is your call. I want you to be happy that, it's your choice still to push back, to fire off some final thoughts. I don't know what will come from it, but it is your choice. I see what's here, not what isn't. Okay? I can see where you tried to match energies with this person. You're not talking to me. Well, I'm not talking to you either. Fuck you. But that has not given you a satisfactory answer, has it? So yeah, judgment is within you and your environment. If you had, what would you say though? I'm curious. I see the restlessness of your words and your thoughts, and what would you say? You know? Feel free to share, you don't have to. But what would you say? It's still your choice. It's a lesson, honey. It's a lesson to continue to try to match energies with this person, which clearly doesn't suit you. Or it's a lesson for you to speak on your own behalf. There are some words here, and I'm not saying they have to be angry or violent. I'm saying there's something here you would still say to your lover, and I don't know what that is, but you would. And it's a choice. And sometimes it does come down to the nitty-gritty. 3 of Swords and the hopes and fears. You're just, honey, 3 of Swords classically in tarot. I know how it got misconstrued over the years, but classically it just means rejection. Fear of rejection, specifically. Sword is thought. You're showing me a thought of, I'm afraid that if my words are rejection or my actions are rejected, it will hurt me. Yeah, everybody's afraid of rejection. It's the price of being alive. We all want to be accepted, including our words. What if they don't hear me? What if they don't understand the effort? What if they don't understand what I'm trying to say? That's not on you. This is what's on you. Okay? You have something in your heart. And I understand that fear, honey, once you put your words out there. Oh, you can't take them back. You really can't. It takes a brave person to say, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm feeling. It's a different kind of fuck it. It really is. But yeah, you also understand your words may not be heard or understood or misconstrued, or frankly, someone doesn't give a shit. But at least I said my words. King of Swords and the outcome. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. Okay? There it is. That's better. That's more like you. Focus. Strong focus. You focused it. Okay? Now, for some of you, if it's the word you never said, then perhaps write a letter. Just a letter of whatever it is you would say. No censor, nothing. Okay? No judgment, no censor, just all on the page right there. And if that gives you a sense of relief and a sense of finality, then that's what you do. You tear up that letter, you throw it away, you burn it. And for others of you, if you write those things down, all those thoughts, all the words, all the feelings, no censor, and you're looking at it and you're still aching, give yourself a couple of days. That's not what I would really say. Or this is what I would really say is to them, then that's how you know. The page isn't enough. That email isn't enough. That text isn't enough. Okay? And perhaps take it from there. But some of you have to maintain your will, but out of goodwill. Page of Cups and the 8 of Wands right there in the split. It's up to you. Tarot's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. And even then, all I see is that you made up your mind on the subject with some clarity, and that will be your actual answer. Let's get some advice, please. Yeah, but it's interesting that judgment's in your environment. That suggests we have a lesson on this one. Sometimes it's not appropriate to match energies. Sometimes it is appropriate to open up and speak for ourselves, even if it's in the smallest of ways. But it isn't. It means we overcame something in here. Okay? All right, moving on. Advice. Well, I don't know what I was expecting for you today, but this one was interesting. Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. Perhaps approach with love. Perhaps others of you will decide to get all of this all together and just go for new love. I don't know. Opening up, though. If we open up, take our time, slow approach. Emphasize peace from the heart, love of the heart, or goodwill. Again, that could swing either way to this situation or something brand new altogether. It depends on how you, quote-unquote, made up your mind. Okay? But if you express yourself from the heart and with thoughtfulness, the Hermit, it's very peaceful. I know you're wise, honey. I think, I just know you. I think I caught you at a moment of heightened stress over this conflict, but I have no doubt you'll work through it. I think I literally captured you in the height of a frenzy. Okay, so let's see, this is out on Thursday. Maybe you were experiencing this Tuesday or Wednesday, but I know you. You work through these knots pretty quickly. Queen of Cups, all I'm saying is the expression of thoughtfulness, love, consideration, and peace. That's all I'm saying, and that's all the advice is. It's the same thing. A gesture, a word, conveyed in a thoughtful feeling, and it's received well. That's not you. It's just not. It's received well and in peace. How long? I do not know. Yeah, I really think I captured you within like a 24, 48-hour period of heightened frustration. Energetic entanglement. Full moon in Sagittarius, see the bigger picture. Yes, indeed. The bigger picture here is love and peace over the subject. I see the acceptance of it. There is a recipient. There's the cup, there's the recipient. I see it being held. I don't know why I feel the need to reassert. It hurts to see that Three of Swords, which is very realistic. Honestly, I'm surprised I don't see it more often. Three of Swords and the hopes and fears, that's about as human as you can get. I mean, honestly, the fear of rejection, be it our words, our thoughts, or our feelings. Everybody wants to be heard. Everybody wants to be understood. And when it comes to this connection, you know where all this entanglement comes from. It's because in some way you felt like you were never understood by this connection, or the words went astray, or the meaning went astray in some way. We got lost in translation in some way. And I think you just want to be understood. And that's not a bad thing. No, it's a beautiful thing. But I do know this, matching energies with this person isn't working. Okay, it's not working for you. And that's the Gemini I'm reading today. Okay? Surrender. You could say the white flag once more. I'm not saying it's responsive. This is driving me crazy. It's big and baggy. I don't like it, Gemini. So I need to do something about it. Just take it off. No, I'm not that cheeky. You're asked to being let go to need to control something. Yeah, like I said, matching energy. It's not working. The sense of surrender here, and I don't see it as anybody failing or I'm not as strong as them. I can't. No, it's not about that. It's what's right for you. It has nothing to do with strength or pride or ego here. It's what's right for you. Okay? You got something lingering here, and I strongly suspect you don't feel like you're understood by your lover for one reason or another. What happens after that, I don't know. Long term, I don't know. I'm just, with those advice cards, it seems like that subject is put to rest, which is good. Okay. We have LCTFB. We have the Medina of Virgo as well as Sagittarius. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to other season. Might be important to you. Okay. So you have some very interesting sides in your chart, perhaps? And then we have the Fox. Clever, cunning, fast, acute. Okay. All right, Gemini, honey, I hope this helped you. I really, really do. I hate seeing that level of tension. I want you to do what's right for you. Their words slipped away. I don't know that it was necessarily... I just see the reaction to it is that you tried to do the same. Unless you're not talking to me, well, I'm not talking to you either. Fine. And that's all well and good. If you didn't have anything left to say. But you do. So there you go. I hope that helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Libra, what What's up? And happy birthday. What is going on? What's up? Show me Libra. Yes. Okay. Four of Wands. Crossing, Six of Cups. Crowning, Ten of Wands. Yeah. All right. Let's keep going. Past the Tower. Exiting, Six of Wands. Before you, Queen of Swords. Okay. Okay. Strengths, the Chariot. Good. Four of Cups in the environment. I see that. That makes sense. Okay. Five of Pentacles, again, makes sense. Hopes and fears. Outcome is the Queen of Wands. The energy is going to pick up there towards the outcome. Right now, it looks like things are very difficult in a relationship you share with somebody. Six of Cups, soul bond for someone that you've known a very long time. Okay. You have many a memory with. Right now, it looks like the environment, the living situation, the relationship itself is a little chaotic. There's a lot going on. You are feeling the weight of it all. I see that Ten of Wands is at your crown. You are very aware of the pressure. Lots of pressure here. I don't know that you're necessarily in opposition to this connection, the Six of Cups. It seems to be the environment. It's coming up in the Four of Wands, so that suggests immediacy of environment, home, the relationship. Where we find it is in the Four of Cups, and there's a fear of breaking. So it looks like you and this person are doing your best to keep the environment together, to keep the relationship together, and sometimes it can get quite chaotic. The Tower's in the past, and it looks like a very fresh Tower. Environmental, situational. In other words, this Tower happened outside of you, but you were subject to it as much as your soul bond was. So it looks very disruptive to the home, your living situation, and the pressure to minimize the effect or to minimize the damage is here. So I don't know what the heck happened, but it kind of killed the confidence with the Six of Wands is on the exit. Well, that would stand to reason. Something here happened where you were both subject to it. You were both subject to this Tower, and it kind of changed, altered the landscape of the environment, the relationship, the connection. There's two people in here reacting at the same time to the same situation, and neither one of you feels good about it. In fact, it feels very threatening. I'm not trying to be all doom and gloom. I'm just trying to tell you I'm not saying it is oppositional. I'm not. Like, you did this, and you did that, and you did this, and you, and I hate you. I'm not saying that. It's so far, it's literally been equal. 4, 6, 6, 10, another 4. So it looks like you were both subject to the same Tower, and you're both in it to try to resolve it, understand it, or find peace with it, or again, push back on the effects of the Tower. You are doing the best you can, and I see you as a solo figure right here at the Queen of Swords. You're making solid decisions. You're being present every day. You're trying to be focused every day. You're trying to understand the issue every day. I know that you are doing your part. I know that you are. I am curious. I will try to see a little bit more about what the heck this is. I see two people very much affected by this. Your two's connection overall was affected by this. It looks very fresh. Okay. You're doing a good job bearing the weight and doing your part to, again, try to minimize the fallout or push back on it or recover from it. Okay. You're carrying your fair share. But yeah, this was enough to sap the confidence out of anybody. It seems like it was a matter of time. It was inevitable. It was something that had to come through. It's like if you didn't learn about it then, you were going to at some point. So it's kind of like the sooner the better. I'll have to look and see if I can get more. The Chariot's in your strengths moving forward. Good. Again, your willingness to take action, to make decisions, move on it. The Chariot's movement. So some of you actually might be very busy at this time, just physically moving things around and doing your best to make good on your decisions, back up your plans, act, take action. Okay? 4 cups in the environment. There it is again. So this affected you both. You're both upset. But you're not showing me opposition to them, like I'm angry with you or I'm upset with you. You're the reason this happened or something like that. No, so far it's, this is the both of us. And I'm doing my best here to help and move things forward and clear things up with you. But yeah, you're both hurt and upset. Okay. You are putting on a brave face. You really are. You're doing your best to not show that any of this upsets you or that you're taking it personally. So that's remarkable. This is a situation, I believe, beyond these two people's control. Yeah. And you're doing your best to be very present and focused on the problem or task at hand. So good job. But yeah, you're gonna have down moments. Yes, the both of you are going to have down moments. Absolutely. I mean, we're in the Five of Pentacles and the hopes and fears. Like, how damaging is this? Will we ever recover? Will this rebuild? Will we get better? Will the situation get better? Particularly the environment. When can we start rebuilding? When will things start to feel secure again? I hear you. Queen of Wands is in the outcome. You're going to have a big energy boost in the outcome shortly. I don't think it's going to be too much longer. See that confidence that exited? The physical confidence, the emotional confidence, the gusto, okay? The bravado, that sense of triumph, you got winded there. You and your person got winded by this tower. And I don't know who they are to you. May not be a romantic or intimate. You can have a Six of Cups with anybody whom you've known a long time and you have a unique bond with. It goes way back, right? So I don't know who that is to you, except that your environment is tied to theirs. And that you've been kind of on fallout duty ever since and doing your part. You see the way that confidence got... the energy, the sense of feeling good and triumph, and... Tower knocked that out. Knocked the hell out. So the fact that I'm seeing an uptick there in the outcome, that suggests then your hopes and fears are being nullified. In some way, it gets easier. In some ways, you get reestablished into a place of security and normalcy between you and this person. There's something about this that suggests normalcy will resume in the outcome because your confidence comes back. You feel a lot more alive. You're a lot more just vibrant. And the outcome is like, yeah, good. Good. And the Queen of Wands is going to surpass the Six of Wands anyway, so that's fine. Whatever that is, fine. We can take that hit. This is what we want. I want to see a return on that energy. I want to see a return on that vibrancy. I want to see a return on that confidence more than the Six of Wands. So the fact that it got replaced at a higher value suggests you're making a comeback. You and your person are making a comeback. Things are getting better, easier, or like I said, the security's coming back, or we're feeling better overall, the both of you. But confidence, like, okay, we're doing this, and you are making progress. I know it because I saw it right here, okay? I like the way that you are focused. You are all over this. Again, it's not in opposition to this person. It's with them. So this happened to you both. You're being very strong-minded. This is what needs to happen. This is what needs to be done. Five of Pentacles, once more. Hopes and fears. In this context, it is not an outcome. It's what's going on the inside. We are afraid of destabilization, of further insecurity. Okay? We want the opposite. We hope to rebuild. Okay? Recover. Let's get some advice for you. I'm not seeing an enemy here. Just to make that clear, too many people have that division thinking, and I understand. That's why readings like yours and theirs exist, or you versus, which I think is stupid, you versus them, because that automatically puts two people in opposition. That may not always be the case. You two aren't. No. This happened to the both of you. Yeah, but there's a damage report in here, and you're looking at it. Okay, what do we do? You're doing good. I like that spike of triumph there at the outcome. Yeah. You must be feeling a lot better. Six of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, the Page of Wands. The pathway was changed or altered. It was on a neutral effect. It was on coasting. It wasn't exactly stagnant. It was just familiar coasting. And that was fine for you. It's right about here. And we see the Seven of Pentacles. Some people are happy. I always kind of break it down in percentages because it's just something people understand more easily. So if we think of the Seven of Pentacles as 70% complete, okay? A lot of people are happy right there. And we hang out in neutral. That's it. This is my pathway. That's fine. It's calm, it's steady, I know what's up, it's predictable. And other people are dissatisfied. They want that 80% or 90%. You're showing me I was comfortable with my 70%, thank you very much. And we had to deviate from that in some way. What's going on? We had to move away from it. Yeah, I know I just popped my jaw. I do it all the time. Okay. Ace of Cups, Six of Wands, and the World. That's exact. There it is again. Yeah. That loss of Six of Wands exited, and with it a good sense of feeling too. The World. The energy was just sapped out of us. It required us to temporarily leave our pathway or our known existence that was quite comfortable or at least predictable. We had to make room for it. Okay, what the hell was this? It's sapping the confidence. There it is, Ten of Swords, threat. Painful experience. See, it doesn't feel like it happened to you. Don't get me wrong, you felt the effects of it. But you were both subject to it. Because I see you here being very conscious, okay, clear, focused, making decisions, backing them up. It required you to deviate from your own path of normalcy, if you will, to help what looked like a very difficult situation. Energy just drained out of you. It's quite painful. A lot of fear here. A lot of fear here. There's that fucking tower. Yeah. It had to come through. You were witness to it. And in many ways, you are subject to it, but I don't know that you're the main recipient. But someone you deeply care about is involved. The Tower and the Ten of Swords, yeah, no, it was quite painful. And scary. It was scary. It was quite the shock. That was an external tower, and that was a shock. Okay. It sapped all our energy, right? Made us scared. Made us feel small. Made us feel afraid. What's happening? You had to deviate from your own sense of normalcy in order to accommodate this, to be part of it, to be witness to it, and make decisions around it. Okay? So by all rights, you might be a support person, but it affected you quite deeply. Yeah, I know. That it's like the thing we were always terrified of in some way, or we were always afraid might happen, it happened, right? I think you're subject to it, but not the main recipient. Does that make sense? Because I see you making clear decisions to try to rectify it or push back on it, but as it resonates. It's hard to tell. You and this person are so intertwined. It's kind of like what happens to them happens to me. Does that make sense? That's what I'm trying. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. What happens to them is what happens to me. You two are like inseparable. Okay, that's exactly what it is. Okay. All right, well, bless you, honey. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. You'll make progress on this. The more you make decisions and actively confront this, nullify the effects, push back on it, or just clear up the fallout. The more you do that, the more you will see progress. The energy will start to shift and turn around. Okay? I'm sorry I had to come through, but it also looked like it was inevitable. It's kind of like better today than tomorrow, that kind of thing. In other words, if you didn't know sooner, it could have been worse. This is one of those I would really like to do an in-depth with, and I know it's actually the kind that scare people the most. I know. You guys, real tarot is real life. I have to say it all the time. It's not always puppies, margaritas, and rainbows. It's real life sometimes. I know people don't want to see this, but I'm sorry. I'm not that person. I'm not that tarot reader. I'm not going to eliminate half the deck just to keep the happy cards. Whatever the fuck that means. No. So I don't want this to scare you. It's either yours or it's not. And if it is yours, it's already happened. And hopefully this is giving you relief. Okay? It's like, okay, I get it. I see it. I do. I just got to keep on it, and I'll start to feel better about this again. You will. Okay? Yeah, better today than tomorrow. That's all I can tell you. Full moon in Aries, cool your emotions. Exactly. You're being very level-headed. Very level-headed. Particularly perhaps around that last full moon in Aries, which was just a couple days ago on Monday. But in cooling your emotions, I know. I see you get focused, and that means you get cool. You get cool, okay? That means you're not being overridden by emotions. You can stay focused on the task, and it requires you to be mobile. I see that. You really had to give up the normalcy of your pathway in order to be mobile with this. Move with it, shoulder some responsibility with it, accommodate it, this kind of thing, okay? Better today than tomorrow. Comfort. I know you want your comfort, honey. I know you want to get things back to normal. I know. I know. Have faith. Release. Dove. Peace. Keep going. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Very good. Whatever your faith practices are, be they religion or spiritual tuning like we do here, I don't care. Have faith. Have faith. Whatever it is that you have faith in, yeah, practice that. Release. Peace. Have faith and peace. Okay? And then keep going. Exactly. Well done. Well done. O, X, A, L. We have the owl. I know. Insightful. Keep your eyes open. Stay observant. Be smart. Okay? Ask questions. Stuff like this. Be of an inquisitive mind. Be curious. Okay? That's that coolness. Be intelligent. Lotus flower. Lotus flower. For some of you, the lotus might be an important symbol for some reason. And then also the beautiful unfolding of things. So in nature, when we look at it just through our human eyes, it can actually look quite chaotic. But in reality, when we step back and we see nature for what it is, it's perfect symmetry. Everything is the way it's supposed to be in an ecosystem. And that's what it is, kind of like with the lotus flower. At first, it doesn't make sense until it unfolds, and then we see the beauty in it. It couldn't have been any other way. It's unfolding the way it needs to. Okay? And then I know you and this person are inseparable. You got the twin dolphins that shapes like a heart. So I don't know that this is an intimate partner. This is someone whom you've known a long time. You have that kind of connectivity to them. What happens to them happens to me. Okay? It's like this. You're inseparable. Inseparable. I see that. Libra, honey, I hope this helps you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What's going on for Taurus? Show me, Taurus. Yeah, actually, speaking of, I was just thinking about that full moon in Aries. The next one will be yours. In November, if memory serves, yeah. 9 of Pentacles. Beautiful. The Magician crossing. What you do? Oh. Okay. 9 of Wands is crowning. Past Queen of Pentacles. Exiting 2 of Pentacles. Really? Oh, you must mean business then. Okay. Yeah, I guess you did. I guess you did mean business. Damn. Taurus is like, no more of that. Thank you. Oh. Excuse me. Page of Cups is in your strengths. Ace of Swords in your environment. Man. You mean business. Queen of Cups and the hopes and fears. All right. Out comes the Ten of Pentacles. You're going to be okay. Gosh, for you, honey, you're pushing back hard. It's like, I don't want that. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Leave me alone. I don't want it. Okay, that's cool. You're speaking for yourself. All right. So 9 of Pentacles, strong sense of self, individuation, one of my favorite cards in tarot. You're saying you're very comfortable with me, myself, and I right now. I'm good. I'm good as a solo artist. I am good as a solo Taurus. I'm good. I'm good. It's like I'm manifesting, but not that. Oh. Or it's like you're interested in manifestation, but not that. Not that. You said no. You said nay. 9 of Wands. You're showing me a little bit of defensiveness there. Anger, frustration. So that tells me whatever it is you're not trying to manifest is still kind of pulling on you energetically. And to be clear, someone is pulling on you energetically. And then also in the 3D, it may not be by a lot, but it's enough to annoy you. And I know when Taurus is annoyed, it's kind of like, do you really want to do that though? Because it's not good. We don't want you seeing red, honey. It's not good. Historically, it doesn't go down well. So, I mean, I don't, it's like they haven't picked up on it. Or they're not taking your leave me alone stance seriously. Don't get me wrong. It's not too obnoxious, but it's there. And you are manifesting, but not them or anything to do with them anymore. And it's kind of like, take the hint. You're like showing me, take the hint, bruh, sis. I don't know. And yeah, okay. So 9 of Wands is there. I see you defending your position. And it frustrates you that they're still kind of pulling on you. And it may not seem like a lot, but it's enough to annoy you. You see what I'm saying? Queen of Pentacles of the past. Oh, someone real familiar with you. It's like, hey, remember this? There's an expectation there for you to continue to some sort of exchange rate, time, energy, and effort that you want to exit. You want that further and further in the rearview mirror. Okay. You don't want an exchange rate with this person anymore. You're like, I'm good. Your comfort zone is here. It's like, this is my comfort zone. It involves me, not you. Queen of Pentacles. That would be the con here to the Queen of Pentacles. There's a certain expectation to continue to provide for their comfort zone or their sense of normalcy. I'm saying it as con today. So the expectation is here for you in some way to contribute to this person's life, their sense of stability, time, energy, and effort, resources, and that might even come down to just, frankly, attention. It depends. It looks very earthy, and so you could be connected to fellow earth sign, and you guys tend to wrap a lot up into that pentacle, including your emotions, again, time, energy, and effort, attentions, and I don't know. Some sort of realistic expectation to continue to give to this, which again is exiting, but you're still having to defend your position, and that pisses you off. It's like, you shouldn't be expecting anything from me. Pretty sure I made myself clear on that. And they're still pulling on you. In small ways. It might seem like large ways. It just kind of looks like small, annoying ways. I don't know. Queen of Pentacles might go so far as to say, hey, I still expect you to fund my lifestyle. In which case, that would be really annoying. I don't know. The thing is, free will. We get to choose. You're standing up for yourself, so I agree with it. And I'm sorry that you have to be annoyed at this point, but at your insistence, if it's what you got to do, it's what you got to do, and I can kind of see why. They still try. So, while you're not manifesting any more of this connection or your contribution to it specifically, that's not keeping you from desiring other things. So let's talk about your other things. Ace of Cups. Gorgeous. BEA, beautiful. You go on then. If new love is your jam, that's where I want you to be. Okay? If that's your gig, I want you to get that gig. That's where I want you to be, honey. Your Page of Cups, little Page of Cups there, and your strengths. Like, see, I can open up. Very nice. It's such a small admission. See, I can be vulnerable. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just that's so you. That's so you. I can have a Page of Cups. I can be soft. Whatever. Let's get this thing going. Okay. So that's like I said, if that's your jam, that's where I want you to be. I want you to jam to that tune. It looks like it suits you. That's where you're headed. Ace of Swords, it's your truth, it's your environment, your will, your way. I got it. You made up your mind on this subject. Good for you. No, I'm glad. That's excellent. That tells me you have focus, and also whenever I make a declarative and I see the Ace of Swords, it's typically just truth. Yeah. You want new love. You want more for yourself. You've made up your mind. Okay. I see no contradiction here. None. So you're reinforcing this decision. Okay. And while it is frustrating, it's still technically not a contradiction. It's correct for you. I'm just sorry that you are in that position. They're not. Honey, this person doesn't seem to be like a hint taker. So perhaps we really need to emphasize the point that that's closed. Okay. The days of you expecting anything from me. Over. I don't know. Might save you some energy. Because they still expect it. But that's not where you are. Over here. It's beautiful. Lovely. Queen of Cups and the Hopes and Fears. That's more like it. Okay. You make it seem like it's no big deal. It means everything to you. So the Queen of Cups is in your hopes and fears. By the way, once more, not an outcome. It's just a reflection of who we are on the inside. Love for you is actually a big deal. You're trying to show me Page of Cups like it's no big deal. It is a big deal. This next chapter in love for you, you want it to be very in-depth. You're really emphasizing emotional loyalty and strength of heart, as opposed to, say, a more practical, earthian conviction of responsibility. And by that I mean more than just managing expectations and comfort zones and structure. You want more than that. Okay. So your Queen of Cups here, that's tells me it's more like this. Okay. You see the strength in love. It's just hard for you to show it. A little bit. Honey, if you want the big kahuna, you want the big fish, you'll open up. For the right one, you'll open up. Okay? No limitations, no fears, no bullshit. For the right one, you will open up. You'll have that strength of heart. All right? It actually means quite a bit to you. 10 of Pentacles in the outcome. You're fine. Once more, stable. Oh, look, Taurus is stable. Just 10 of Pentacles is fine. That's great. That already is. That's not suddenly just going to fall into place. No, you've been working on this. Remember, guys, remember, this is 1 pentacle away from a 10. You're good. Okay? You're very good. You're very resourceful. You're very capable. You're very strong-willed. Okay? You want to get something done, you'll do it. That's going to include your love energies. Remember, how we do one thing is often how we do the other. It's just different elements, that's all. All right? You're very successful, resourceful. You have a lot of responsibility attached to you. Clearly, you have a large network, resources, access to resources, people, your community. So there's what you can do for yourself, which is already phenomenal. And then when I put you in context to your environment, you're swimming. It's beautiful. You're doing what you do. Okay? That part you got down. It's that love. I tell you, for the right one, it will flow easily, no problem. Okay? I understand that. You want big love. You want really big love. With that, there's a certain price tag of fear. Am I going to find it? Will it go that deep? Okay, can I find someone who loves me that deeply? Of course you can. Absolutely. If that's what you value, it will be returned to you. That's all. All right? That's good. That's beautiful. Now this, yeah, I'm sorry about that. I like how you said, yeah, I'm manifesting, but not that. Not you. Damn. But no, and I'm sorry that it got to that point of roughness, though, with the 9 of Wands. Stop. So it's like, honey, sometimes we have to get out to the zone of hints and just go full on. Let me tell you what I'm not going to do anymore. Let me help you manage your expectations. Might it be a little bit of unhealthy codependency there, just a little bit. It's all justice, Libra, Devil, Capricorn. May or may not mean anything. A sense of, that's what you would call entitlement. I'm entitled to be in your life. I'm entitled to expect things from you. No. Once more. Let us manage expectations here. I'm a big fan of that. What's going on? What is going on? Ten of Cups, King of Wands, the Fool, the Sun. Good. Bye. Great. Beautiful. Gorgeous. If we were playing like a card game, you win. You win. That's great. Look at that. You win. Look at that. Look at that. Gorgeous. Yes. Taurus, honey. Yes, bitch. Whatever. You know, it's just an expression. I love that one. I like the emphasis on the draw. Anyway, the Sun, the Fool, King of Wands, and the Ten of Cups. It's glorious. That's your happily ever after. Go. Get it started. Bye. And your Ace of Cups is in the immediate future. Have fun. Most likely Scorpio season. You're good. You gravy. You gold. The energy's with you. The spirit is with you. You're very passionate. You really do have some core beliefs that center around your inner circle, family, and friends. Emotional cohesiveness and balance. Those are beautiful things to believe in. You do believe in warmth and passion and sun and being happy. And you're willing to break the spiritual bank for that. It's like I'm taking a risk on this one, and it feels so fucking good. Yes, it does. Excellent. Well done, Taurus. Well done. Anything else just for funsies? You really are trying to turn your back on this. You know, honey, there's just some people who don't want to take hints. So, I mean, I just say point it out a little more. That would be my only advice to you, you know. Devil, Nine of Swords. Why isn't Taurus paying attention to me? Ah! Right. So, I mean, you know, you do what you do. I want you to stick to this plan. It's a good plan. It's gorgeous. It suits you quite well. You're quite stable. Take all this with you. We cannot control other people too. You, for your part, are holding yourself responsible for non-participation, but I strongly feel that there needs to be a clearer picture for this person. They want reassurance that you're still in their life in some way and in their world in some way, and it still feels like they're trying to control the dialogue that's no longer theirs or theirs to be part of. They don't seem to understand you're not giving them any script anymore and that you don't want to. Even if it's just a little bit, honey, even if it's just a little bit, I still got some sort of foothold in Taurus's world, and I need reassurance of that. Just remember that's more of the ego and insecurity talking that you could be feeding, okay? So I would just say perhaps a clear division of expectations. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I would also advise you to invest in some good obsidian. Some good quality obsidian. Excellent stone. Which is actually not a stone. Technically, it's volcanic glass. It will help you with this, maybe. I feel like that person's pushing from here. And I just want to block it. Yeah. No. Even that little bit, it's annoying. Full moon, and that's what ooh! Full moon in Taurus. Why did I bring up your full moon? There you go. Detoxify. Yes. But I did say Scorpio season. We will be in Scorpio season by then. Yes. You, darling. You. Yes. I want to say that's November 5th, 6th, thereabout. It's supposed to be, FYI, if memory serves, questionable, the biggest and brightest moon of the year. At least the brightest. Yes. Enjoy that full moon, darling. You look great. Detoxify. Ace of Cups. I'm calling it. I'm calling it. Okay? Called it. Last quarter moon in Cancer. Take a breather. Yeah, you got some Cancer in there. I have no doubt. There's that thing with Cancer. They're like the international referee of emotions. So Cancer, famously, as a pro and a con, tries to be emotionally flexible and inclusive of others. even if it's against them. So if you have any Cancer in chart, please be aware of that. There's just some people you can't compromise with. Okay? If it causes harm, then it causes harm. So don't compromise yourself. Okay? All right. Remember, when we try to spare others' emotions, we just end up usually hurting ourselves because we're not being clear. That's all. So I'm just saying, be a little more clear with them. All right. Could be connection to the season, might be important to you, FYI. Open up. I know, and you will. I know. That's the plan. That's the plan. I know. The plan is bigger than you know, I think. But yeah, I know. Anything else here, please? You will, when the time is right. It's on the plan, honey. I don't see you deviating from that. Release and release. Release, peace, sign of the dove. Excellent. I hope you make more progress than that and let it go. Or understand, or perhaps convey to them, I've let this go. Or I've let the situation go. Be at peace. Like I'm trying to be. All right. We have MYTEXL. We have you once more. Some of you might be double, triple Taurus. Oh, boy. Yeah, it's just here like a couple of times. I'm sure some of you hear the word stubborn a lot. That's okay. This is a great plan, and it's not even that you're being stubborn about it. It's just your mind's made up, and there's a big difference between having my mind made up and I'm focused about it versus I'm just being stubborn to be stubborn. But no, I imagine that you have a forceful will when you put your mind and heart into it. Okay. And then the full moon, or by the light of the full moon, once more with the wolf, there's a sense that the next full moon should be interesting for some of you. Okay. Really feeling in touch with yourself, your instinctual self. You'll know where you need to be, I believe, by then. Weeks, my dear, weeks. All right, Taurus, honey, I hope this helped you. It was a great read. Put in the comments, take care, be well. Virgo, what's up? What's going on? Show me, Virgo. What's going on? Show me, Virgo. Yeah. Okay. First card down. Ten of Cups. Crossing, Knight of Cups. Oh, yes. Crowning, King of Cups. Past, Three of Cups. Water, water everywhere. I mean, are you satiated yet? Or you need some more water? Like, what's going on? So fast. Is this... Oh, exiting, excuse me, is the Sun. Before you use the Ace of Wands. Oh, it's shifting. Okay. Okay. It's just shifting. Yeah. Strengths to Seven of Wands. Oh, good. I'm glad to see that. Eight of Wands in your environment. Yeah, well, I'd imagine. Five of Wands and the hopes and fears. Interesting. Outcome is the Two of Cups. Oh, you want peace. Oh, you want peace with this one. Oh, well, I don't see why not, honey. You're really good at it. You have a really strong inner circle. Once more, family and friends. These are the people, when we look out upon the world, we're glad they're there in our lives. So yeah, family, friends, it could be 2 people, it could be 200. Everybody's social, emotional network is different. But the point is that they're there, and we're happy they're there. And I see you spending a lot of quality time with them these days, or you have recently, or it's upcoming. But that seems to be the focus, is to make sure all is well between you and yours. You know, it's beautiful. Knight of Cups is crossing. You're saying it's not romantic. You love them, okay? You're saying you love them. That is something else you're going to refer to later, is your more personal, perhaps romantic or vulnerable self. But for now, I see you spending a lot of good quality time with your inner circle, and you're part of it, and you're happy to be part of it. It doesn't seem to be touching that side of you that's a little more personal. That's for later. King of Cups is at your crown. It's just, again, you're just all heart. It's just full heart. You love it. You love it. You love being part of this. You're so grateful. You're showing me emotional gratitude for everyone you're connected to. You're just so lovely. You're so thoughtful. You're so emotionally considerate. You're showing me I love all these people, and I'm in tune with it. I'm open to it. You're just like, what can I say? You might have lots of water in your chart, just to point out the obvious. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Doesn't have to be, but hey, it's there. Three Cups is in the past. Yeah, this is your jam. You love connecting to people. You really do. Not just with family and friends, but in the general sense. You're quite good at it. I'm not saying you're necessarily extroverted. What I'm saying is that you deeply, deeply deeply appreciate your connections. The more upfront and the wider circle and the greater scheme of things, you really deeply, truly appreciate all your connections. And you try to make time for them all and space for them all. Bless you, honey. I understand. And you're happy to do it. I'm not saying you have perfect relationships with everybody. What I'm saying is that it's like you couldn't imagine it being any other way. You're so grateful for who you're connected to and why. And anyone who shows you love, you're right there. You show love right back. That's your love bug. You're an absolute love bug. Again, your personal self, you kind of pull that aside and say, this is all about quality time between me and mine. You have a history with it. And so, by the way, in the past position doesn't mean it's over. It's just something you're familiar with, clearly. Clearly, that's an element that you value, is social-emotional connectivity. You highly value that, more so among family and friends, where you find peace and love and support. Okay? So, like I said, you're quite the love bug, and everything's looking balanced and lovely and fulfilling, and it's like, this is what it's all about. Right? Good stuff. The sun is on the exit, at least for now. Personal sense of joy and happiness, it doesn't stay that way much longer. It just kind of shift tracks. It just kind of shift. So it's again, it's not a personal happiness and joy. No. It's different. Your personal side, you keep showing me, is a little different. That's okay. You're going to have some invigorating energy soon. Ace of Wands before you in future. It looks like that side of you is going to be a little more personally engaged. Okay? Ooh. Well, you're headed for all sorts of good things, aren't you? See, I don't want you to worry about that, son. Personal happiness, again, you kind of showed me that sideways, or it's temporarily put to the side while you focus on others. Okay, and your connections. Yeah, but not for long. Yeah. You're going to have a big old energy hit your radar soon, and it's going to feel very warm, very pleasing, enticing, perhaps. But you said Seven of Wands is in your strengths. I have boundaries. I have boundaries. I will uphold my laws. But you're also like, what is that, though? So you do want to know. You do want to know. You'll be talking with it soon enough. Oh, your boundaries. Yes, boundaries. Virgo has boundaries. Of course, Virgo has boundaries. But also what's... Like, can you tell me more about it, Christina? Like, is it sexy? I mean, I'm just curious. Yeah, it is. You're talking to it like it is. But yeah, that conversation's coming up for you in your environment soon enough. Very. The ones suggest immediacy, days. Where you're coming from, though, water orientation, and you lingered there for some time. So anywhere between now and, I would say, upwards to Scorpio season, which is the next water sign, or time of water, I should say. But yeah. I say soon enough. And I like how you have boundaries, yes. Especially when we're feeling super sexy. We got to have those boundaries. I know. And yet the conversation is quite intriguing. It's fast, it's fluent. When it goes, it goes. 5 Wands and the hopes and fears. What's that about? Tension. We're afraid of tension. Discord. Drama. Doesn't feel quite like drama. There's something here we want to work through. We hope to work through it. It requires a certain level of passion, intensity, but we don't want it to get out of hand either. So it's like I would welcome that dialogue, but just I don't want it to get out of hand. I want to resolve differences. But I don't want it to go so far that it can't come back, right? Yes, sometimes there's a hashing out of things, a battle of wills, but I don't want it to go into a space of hate. Okay, so it's a little bit of both in there for you. Now, what's interesting is that 5 of Wands related to this upcoming source of inspiration, or is this completely different? I'm curious. I might clarify that directly, because I don't quite understand where that Five of Wands is coming from. It's been very smooth. I understand your Seven of Wands. I get that. Okay? You want to feel the warmth. You want to feel the inspiration. You want to feel the passion, but you don't want to get burned. Okay? So boundaries. Yeah. Got it. There's something about those words that are so goddamn sexy. Why are they so sexy? I think you associate that. I'm not trying to take it to intimate tarot. It's just what's here, guys. It is. That's what's here. So in some way, perhaps this influence that's coming up soon, you associate it with a very sensual dialogue. Perhaps this person's speaking voice is very attractive. I don't know, but it really gets your attention. Anyway, so that Five of Wands, I'm curious about that. There is something here that there needs to be a hashing out. I'm curious about it, but you don't want it to go too far. I understand. Two of Cups is in the outcome. Yeah, no, it looks fine to me. Something's lining up. So it started out as fire, starts to smooth into water, which, given your background, that's what you do. If it doesn't have an emotional context, it's kind of like, what's the point? And I think for some of you, that's one of your boundaries. It might be all hot and sexy and interesting, okay, filled with passion, but if there's not an emotional imprint, what's the point? I'm right there with you. Yeah. No, I completely understand. So there's got to be some sort of emotional sharing. Okay? And I think that's boundaries for some of you. I would hazard a guess that's the truth for many of you. Okay? Look at you. Look at you, honey. You're not that person that is going to run too far with a superficial connection. I just don't see that for you. Okay. Well, I am so happy to get something like this for you. Honestly, I was drawing it out longer than I needed to. It's incredibly straightforward. Five of Wands being the most interesting component here. Otherwise, it's incredibly smooth, straightforward. You're a lovely, emotionally grounded Virgo here. You really prize... I know. What do you think we're talking... I know. Why are we here? Yeah, I know. Okay, okay. I know. I understand the assignment. Do you? Okay. Look, it's a form of wish fulfillment in love. New love. But it starts out fire. Attraction. That means it's the common element. You two are attracted to each other. I don't know why I said retracted. I meant attracted. To each other. That's clear. The words flow. There's something about that turns you on. Boundaries. But your boundaries are emotional connectivity. If you can't be emotionally connected, you're not interested. I get that. Honey, that makes you more attractive to me. Not less. I get it. This can be all well and good and exciting, but if it doesn't have an anchor, I'm not going to stay. And the anchor here is going to be emotional. Do you have an emotional anchor with me? Is there a point to you? Or are you just a walking hard-on? Okay. But this one's not that, which is good. So that's beautiful. You had water criteria, but an upfront initial attraction that's quite hot. Cool. So what's that Five of Wands about? That's excellent. Good. I'm glad to see that. Attraction can be ignored. Ultimately, it can be ignored. Or it diminishes in value very easily over time, you know? It's what happens when you buy a car. As soon as you drive it off the lot, it starts to lose value. That's the same thing with attraction. Once you start to drive it off the lot, it starts to lose its appeal. So that's why we need to have an emotional anchor for it to have meaning, context, or any sort of value. Now, a lot of people are happy with some Ace of Wands. They're good. They're happy as a clam. That's them. That's not you. Okay? All right. Five of Wands. What's that about? Ten of Wands, hardship, Ten of Swords, Four of Wands. There is some sort of the heaviness and pain of a relationship, lost, fragmented, a painful ending. It was very painful. And someone here bore the weight of it. I am defaulting to you because it's your reading. I believe it was you who bore the weight of an unhappy ending in a relationship, and for some reason that is a point of discussion, or perhaps that's the reason why you're showing me there might be objections around this. Okay, Five of Wands. Again, we want to discuss things, but we don't want them to get out of hand. So there's something here about a disconnected, painful relationship that needs to be put on the line or discussed in some way. Okay? It looks like the dialogue goes so far, but it still comes back. In other words, there's progress in it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to see the Two of Cups or the deepening of emotions here. Okay? But that needs to be addressed. Okay? In some way you're familiar with them, and this needs to be brought up, or this happened to you on your own timeline, and for some reason that might be a point of discussion that concerns you. I don't quite know. Okay. But yeah, other than that, your reading is incredibly straightforward. You know, enjoy that good quality time with the family and friends. It's such a big part of who you are. I respect that so much because it tells me you value family. Okay? And family is what you make of it. So it's not just your blood family. It's anybody who you say, this is part of my world. So good there. And you're going to have that heat, honey. You're going to have that rush of heat hit you soon. And once that thing lifts off the ground, it lifts off the ground. However, I have to say there's a bump here, but it's a necessary one. We can't get around this, and we shouldn't get around that. Again, it looks like a healthy dialogue that needs to happen, but that doesn't mean it's easy. But yeah, Two of Cups in the outcome. It's okay. Oh, lots. So we're going to take this top one, New Moon in Pisces, attuned to the divine. Actually, we had back-to-back Pisces, so some of you might have some very strong Pisces in your chart, could be connecting to, or the season might be important to you. But New Moon in Pisces, attuned to the divine, and then also, this one is last quarter Moon in Pisces, talk less, feel more. Oh, well, actually, it's interesting, because the more you talk to this, the more you feel. So, feel it. Try not to get wrapped up in the words, but feel it. Okay? Anything else here, please? Yes, you. Full Moon in Virgo. Take inspired action. Hell yeah. You got some inspired action, baby. I know you will. Yes. I like that. I think you and Taurus had some inspired action around the same time. Okay. I love it. I love it. The earth signs are just... love it. What's going on? Anything else here, please? Receive. Be open to receive. Oh, beautiful. And reassess. Oh! Reassess the ability to receive. No, you're worthy of this. Be open to receiving it. Reassess that. That's interesting. Interesting point for some of you. Reassess the situation. Be willing to receive. You might be surprised. You might be surprised. Reassess. You're being asked to take stock of your life and let go of anything or anyone that no longer makes you happy. Notice who and what brings you joy, and who and what don't. It's time for some life cleanup, as well as inclusion. Okay? I-T-G-V-B. We also have the medallion of Libra. Ooh, right in there, right? Between Libra and Scorpio season. Yeah. You might have some very interesting Libra in your chart. Could be connecting to other seasons. Might be important to you. Virgo, honey, I hope this helped you. It looks fun. It looks nice. And it even goes into the space of wholesome once we get past that. Whew. Once we get past that, oof, it actually goes into a very lovely, wholesome space, which is great, because that speaks to who you are in the end, in the long term. Okay? All right. Virgo, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, welcome to your Thursday check-in. Show me Capricorn, please. Show me Capricorn. Yeah. All right, first card down. Page of Swords. Crossing the Two of Wands. Crowning is death. Past is the Four of Cups. Yeah, I understand. I don't blame you. Exiting is the Ten of Swords. I understand. Before you is the Three of Cups. Okay. Strengths is the Fool. Environments is the King of Wands. Wow. Well, that ending has not dulled your sign at all. Not at all. Six of Cups in the hopes and fears, and the outcome is the Ace of Pentacles. You're not the first person to show me that. It's, can be... Resets are often painful because it's just we had something to reset, right? We had a set, and then we chose to reset it. It's, we thought life was going in a particular direction, and that's okay. The whole thing is, are you getting to where you need to be? And according to this Capricorn, yes, you are. Page of Swords, Two of Wands crosses you. It's almost like you're determined to show me how much more little insight towards a situation you're going to give, and that's nothing. You won't change your mind, right? Page of Swords here is, I'm not willing to investigate this further, or I'm only able to look at it so much. That's why it's often associated with spying or observation. It's just someone who's looking at a situation with an eye. And it also can reflect or diminish, or that sense of diminished thought or capacity towards a particular subject. I don't want to look at this anymore. I don't want to put any more thought into it. Okay. And Two of Wands is crossed, saying that decisions made. And yeah, of course. Someone's looking at you, being on the receiving end of your decision, but it still seems to be quite done. You really don't want to think about it anymore. No more conversations, no more communication. There's none. There's nothing left to consider or investigate further. And Death is at the Crown. It's looking pretty darn done. Okay? So, regardless if you get that feeling, someone's looking at you, okay? It's done through your eyes. Four of Cups is in the past. I was very unhappy, extremely unhappy. Four of Cups, Ten of Swords is exiting. Those two are absolutely one and the same. Very unhappy in the past here. Ten of Swords exit. It's like, I want this ending out of my life. It's done. It's very done. Non-negotiable. I mean, you're not willing to look at it further, right? So. And I have to agree, it was quite painful. Very dissatisfying. Potentially unhealthy. Mm-hmm. I can see why you don't want to change your mind and you don't want to be persuaded or learn anything new about it. It's like I'm not interested in having my mind changed. And so it's become a space of, like I said, devaluation. You devalue it now. The thought of looking at it any differently does not appeal to you. It's done. Three of Cups is before you in future. Yeah, I see you connecting. The energies obviously get lighter for you. I see you going out. I see you having fun. I see you connecting ways that are both big and small, and they just feel right to you. Okay, and that could be with anybody. That could be family, friends, catching up with people in a lighthearted way. But the point is, wherever it is you're connecting to in future, it feels a lot more supportive and celebratory of you, happy to be in your company. And it makes you happy to be in their company. So it's the opposite of what you experienced over here. It's what you need, I think. Yeah, no. The Fool's in your strengths. Yeah, you're ready. You're ready for a new beginning. You're ready for a fresh start. That's here a couple of times. Like I said, it's kind of like there's no going back now. I don't want to look at this further. It's not worth looking at further. King of Wands is in your environment. You are psyched up, my friend. You are. For this new beginning. These new connections or old connections. But the point is that you feel good and celebrated in good company. And that's all I want for you. Okay? I can see where you're coming from. This was not a good celebration of spirit or emotional connectivity. Not at all. So now it's time to do the opposite, yeah? So King of Wands is in your environment. I'm glad you're psyched up. I'm glad your confidence has made a huge comeback. You know, you look alive. You look lit, as they say. Yeah, we can take that. We'll do that. Six of Cups and the hopes and fears. You hope to be deeply bonded to somebody someday. You're afraid you may not be. You get to that in time. Okay, you just started opening doors again. Enjoy that. Deeper meaning, connectivity to come. Think of it that way. Okay? Ace of Pentacles. Enjoy your new beginning. Enjoy your reset. Enjoy your fresh start. It's where you need to be. And again, it looks like it's the exact opposite of where you're coming from, and that's exactly where I want you. I don't want anybody hanging out here. It's interesting that you opened up with the Page of Swords. It's like, I'm not willing to look at this further because that's how devalued that situation is through your eyes. And yeah, I can see a loose eye being returned to you, looking at you. You know, Capricorn, you ended things and I see you. As you're kind of like showing me, yeah, but I'm not trying to see you or consider this further. At least when people show me the King and Queen of Swords, difficult decisions like this, I see a lot of ownership and the willingness to sort through it and learn from it. But you're like, no, I don't even want to do that. At least not now. It's like, it's done. It's almost like you're saying there's nothing left to learn, and I would push back on you for that. There's always something to learn. Always. But I can see where you want to discontinue the line of inquiry for now. Perhaps you can look at this more later. Okay? But, yeah, for now I see that it's done. And then you rejoice. I don't know, you're necessarily throwing a party. Maybe you are. Maybe you're having a couple parties. I don't know. But you look a lot more relaxed, happier, and a lot more fulfilled. Okay? Straightforward. Very straightforward. Yours is remarkably straightforward. Some might even say you have a very cold reaction. I think that's your way of allowing yourself or giving yourself permission to completely withdraw from this. Okay. Hopefully in time, when this doesn't feel quite so fresh, you can go back and look at it. Okay? Because I want you to learn from it. There's something to be learned from this. And the more we learn from situations like this, we are less likely to repeat it. Okay? So I'm a big fan of prevention more than I am the cure. And I love the cure, the band. Okay? But if prevention were a band, yeah. Okay. But for now, I want you to enjoy this new time in your life, okay, where you really get to relax and open up and connect to whatever the heck you want and makes you happy. Six of Cups and your hopes and fears, I think that's sweet. And I think it's a bigger indication of who you are. You want a connection of deeper meaning and value. Something that feels old, right? Like you have a history with it. But also fresh, new. You'll get there. That was tricky. The Empress. The Knight of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune. In time. You're not the first person to show me like this. They're literally in time. Yeah. Energy's going to come rushing in. Someone of importance. Okay. We're talking principles of worth, self-worth, empowerment. Okay. Someone who contributes to the life force and doesn't just take away from it. In time. And perhaps sooner than you think. It's going to start out as lighthearted connectivity as you re-engage with the world. Again, it's not just intimate connections. It's also, like I said, family, friends. Point is that you're open to the influence. Very. There'll be a particularly strong influence for you in future. Okay. You will be very attractive. All right. More on that side of beautiful as opposed to hot. But trust me, the attraction's there as well. Two of Wands, which I've seen. Queen of Wands, King of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. For now, you do you. I want you to get reacquainted with yourself. Nine of Pentacles, King of Cups, Queen of Wands. You're quite attractive yourself. Very stable. Big heart, big feelings. This must have hurt really bad. Your reaction was to minimize it. Get it out, get it away. Don't look at it again. All the more reason that when you feel safer and that it's easier for you to do so, when you're comfortable and things will calm down a little bit, look at that and heal from it. Okay? Because you're worth it. Okay? Four Cups, Six of Wands, the Ace of Cups. At some point we lost faith. Somebody showed me something similar. I want to say it was Aries, but I could be wrong. I believe we lost faith in this. Love and attraction. It took time. It did. But lack of confidence in this, lack of faith, lack of passion, lack of love. Very disappointing for a very long time. Okay. The way you're looking at this is almost with a certain level of disgust. I can't believe I ever loved this, or ever felt wild about it, or confident about it. What was I thinking? Well, it's not about what you were thinking so much as what you were feeling. At the time you're connecting to this, I'm sure you thought, or felt, and had reason to believe and feel that it was an authentic connection of love. Long-lasting love, too. And I'm sorry it's ending with such a dissatisfied note, but also no, I'm not. Again, I'm all about in tarot. I'm invested in getting you to where you need to be. This is not where you needed to be. So while there's going to be bitterness in there, very strong upsetness, and almost like a certain, like I said, level of disgust, you can't even look at it. Not right now. This isn't where you needed to be. So I'm sorry it was so painful. But it was to get you over here. Okay? You have a beautiful sense of self and how you navigate the world. That's what I want you to focus on. The goodness in you so you can attract your like, not your lesser. Okay? Clearly whatever that is, over time became less than for anybody. Right? This is the space I want you to get reacquainted with. I know it's you. And perhaps sooner than you know, but still with a little bit of time. You'll connect to someone of your importance. I'm sorry, matches your importance. You're equal. Queen of Cups, the Two of Wands, and the Five of Cups. See? Yeah. I know. It hurt. It hurt a lot more than you're showing. Some of you have a very big heart. It hurt a lot more than you were allowing to show. I would really impress upon you, and I have this talk with Scorpio and a couple of other folks from time to time, I would really impress upon you that when you feel more relaxed, more confident, more like yourself, look at that situation and learn from it. It represents some portion of your history. And because it involves you, you're worthy of learning from it and healing from it. Okay? Okay. But you got some good stuff before you as well. All right? Beautiful things. Honestly, it says time, but not too much. I strongly suspect your Three of Cups will take place at the time of festivities, i.e. the holiday season, which is very quickly upon us. And that's easy enough. That's easy enough to call, right? The gathering of family and friends, just that time of year for a lot of people. But not too far after that. something comes through that's much more worthy of you. Okay? And I have to state once more, it's coming across more as beautiful and wholesome and loving as opposed to just straight up attractive. Okay? Oh my. I have to say that was quite an aggressive opening, but I get it. It's hard. It's really hard when you have big feelings and you have a big heart, and it's kind of depending on your point of view about feelings and how comfortable you are with them. You're either that person that can show them or you can't. And for many of you, you just feel like you just can't. You don't want anyone in the world, and especially that person, to know how much it hurts you. Okay? So, when I say look at this more and heal from it, it's not that it's for me, it's for you. Alright? Practice gratitude, last quarter moon in Sagittarius. Yeah, well, that's where we get that old saying, isn't it? You know, let's be grateful it happened. Let's not focus on the ending. Let's be grateful it happened. All right? It was one more experience in this life that's getting you over here to where you need to be. There's a whole other reading here about what went down and why and how it happened piece by piece, but that's not the focus today. The focus is on your future, which is ample and beautiful. Surrender. Oh, is that what that is? I give up. I completely give up. I give up. I don't want to look at this anymore. I completely give up. Surrender. No contest. Disgust. I surrender. Just done. I'm so done. This is over. Let it be over. I surrender. Okay. 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 Protect. Know that you're protected. And that the ending of this was likely for your protection. Or your betterment in some way. Again, it's not where you need it to be. Okay? Protected yourself further from any more disappointments and hurt of something that will not transform. Okay. Believe in miracles. Yes, indeed. Just looking at this, I really hate quick surface reads when I see that much level of pain and hurt and endings. I would love to give it its due diligence, Capricorn. I really would. I hope you know that. But I have an obligation here, and yours is already at 20 minutes, so... Hopefully we covered enough of it. I mean, it seems to me, you would know if that's you, right? There really shouldn't be too much confusion about a cold opening like that. For some reason, it's really hard for you to see or admit that your heart was hurt that bad or that disappointed. All the more reason. And I want you to be ready for this. So that when you enter it, there's no looking back and there's no hesitation or doubts. You just go for it. You just fucking go for it. Okay? Q-I-N. We have the medallion of Taurus, Cancer, and you, Capricorn. Of course, you might have any of these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to the seasons might be important to you. We also have the arrow of Sag, also Cupid's arrow, falling in love, I say that. This you have in future. You'll be glad that didn't work out. It wasn't supposed to. Okay. We also have the tree of life. Oh, I know. I understand your foundation is important to you. You want a legacy. This was not your legacy. It was up until a point. You have a root with that person or that connection or situation. But it wasn't your sustaining roots. It wasn't meant to be. Okay. Anyway, Capricorn, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments, take care. Be well. Scorpio, welcome to your Thursday check-in. Show me Scorpio, please. What's that? Okay. First card down, Ace of Swords. Crossing is the Nine of Cups. Crowning is the 10. In the past, it is the World. Exiting is the 10 of Swords. Okay. Queen of Swords is before you. Strength is the King of Pentacles. Your environment is the Chariot. Two of Wands in the hopes and fears, and the outcome is the Eight of Wands. Okay. Well, first of all, you've done a heck of a job handling that ending. It's there not once but twice. It's an old cycle, but it was a painful one. You're saying you learned a lot from it, Ace of Swords. A hard truth was forged out of that ending. You learned a lot. You learned a lot about yourself, specifically Nine of Cups is crossing. Whatever that ending was, not only did it teach you a lot, again, Ace of Swords, it was a hard truth, well earned. It taught you a lot about you, self-interest, and how you love yourself. Okay. I know you thought you knew, but that cycle taught you some new things about yourself. Okay. Wish fulfillment and self-love, and what does that mean? You kind of mastered the subject there. You went out of your way to learn about that ending, and that kind of speaks to something I say all the time. Nothing ever really fails, so long as we choose to learn from it. So it's like you're kind of saying, I refuse to fail here. I will learn from that. It's an old cycle. It's painful. And it happened some time ago. That's an old world. It's in the past position. Years could have come and gone. Point is where I find you today, a master of the subject. But specifically for you, Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment, how you love yourself. Okay? Something tells me that if I were to ask you, Scorpio, wish fulfillment, that thing in the past, if you could wish it back, would you? Your answer would be no. I learned a couple of things. I know now whatever that was does not fulfill me. Does not please me. And in some way, when I desired this, or I was part of it, I was not loving myself. I might have thought I was, but I wasn't. Like I said, you learned a lot. And at your crown is a very healthy dynamic, and it's not just one. 10 of Cups is the inner circle, so family, friends, it's fast. For some people, it's just a couple of, or a handful of precious folks in our lives. When we look out upon the world, we're glad that they're okay, family, friends, like I said. So that's also includes spouses, kids, lovers, whoever's actually in your world and you feel loved and supported by, that's your inner circle. Could be 2 people, could be 200. I don't know. But you're saying you get it. This is what's important. Whatever this was, gave you a stronger appreciation for your inner circle. The stuff that works, works. It stays, and it loves, and it supports. The stuff that is not supposed to work and is contrary to self-love needs to exit or go. And sometimes it's painful, but by golly, if we learn from it, we succeed. And you did succeed. You're telling me this is what's important to you now. This is a core value that you choose to operate by every day. Whatever that represents was anti-core value. But I'm sure at the time you really thought you wanted it. Again, that's what you had to learn. No, I didn't need that. I need this. Something either works out like this or it don't. It either has greater meaning in my life that is healthy, supportive, and has context and meaning, or it doesn't. Something either gives to me, lends to who I am, or it takes away from me. Okay, there you go. Very strong. And I see you today as the Queen of Swords, someone who's very logical, rational, okay, smart. It looks like you have a decision or the call to action before you soon. What it is, I don't know. Perhaps they will show me on advice. But No fears. You can handle it. No worries. Whatever it is. Clearly you lean into air. You might have a lot of air in your chart, but I see that you prize logic and reasoning and rationality. You have a very focused mind. You know what you know. You could be very intelligent as well. Okay, you could be a smart cookie. But regardless, you know what's important to you. You're saying that experience helped make me me, and it really did. Painful as it was, it really got you to realign about some wish fulfillment for the self, love of the self, and what does that mean exactly. Okay? So you got this. You know you. You know yourself very well. When it's time to speak, you will. When it's time to act, you will. And you will do so thoughtfully, with strong, sound intellect, good reasoning skills. King of Pentacles is in your strengths. You also have a tendency to lean in towards the earth as well, so you know how to prioritize your everyday life. Okay, in terms of this is what matters principally in the 3D. And you say that's a strength. You're just like, I'm a good provider. I'm a strong provider. I take pride in that. You're a hard worker. You prioritize the home. And I see that as part of the Ten of Cups balance. Okay? So, not just your inner circle, but you and yours at home. Prioritizing that, building into that particular legacy. Making sure that comfort zone is safe and secure and established. That's an excellent strength to have. I love it. Chariot is in your environment. In some way in your environment, you're moving forward. Okay? I don't know how it's coming across a little bit more on the personal side, but it's like you will move forward in your own environment. Again, a little bit more personal, a little bit more intimate. Okay? You're already making strides in that as well. So while you have a secure home base, you feel free to move out from that, to expand your world, to expand your environment. Okay? Some of you might be moving forward in something a little more personal. Okay? You seem to be interested in that. Two of Wands in the hopes and fears. I'm not worried about it if you're not, you know. You make good decisions. Trust that. I can see that. You prize your mind. You prize your ability to reason and logic things. So therefore it makes sense that the Two of Wands was in your hopes and fears, which is a guarantee of nothing. It's just a reflection of who we are. If you're someone who prizes knowledge, you will therefore be concerned to some extent about what if you're wrong. That's the consequences of calling the shots. Sometimes you're going to be wrong, so we do the best we can. You seem to accept that with a certain level of responsibility and just known existence. Okay? Like I said, I'm not worried about it if you're not. Again, I see you perk up there. Eight of Wands. There's some communication here. There is, right there in the outcome. Cool. Like I said, you got it. Clearly, you are comfortable conveying your thoughts and backing them up. So communicate. I saw you sit up and pay attention. And there it is again in the outcome. Okay? All right. Oh, let's just do some open-ended advice. I don't really have anything too outstanding in your reading today. There's a good flow here. We really have a good flow about a little bit of the past, where you're coming from, what you've learned from it, where you find yourself today, how it has shaped you. You understand your priorities. You understand your heart. You understand your mind. You understand your real world self. Your environment is probably the most interesting area where you're moving forward in a particular direction that's closer to you, home, or your personal goals. And there's some communication there. You're just showing me you're a present-oriented Scorpio. You have a hard ending there in the past, but you've had a lot of time to process it. I like it. You're showing me what's important to you. You say family is important to you. Health, emotional safety, and well-being is important to you and for those you care about. That's it, really. That's not a bad thing. It's beautiful. But I like your presence of mind. I can see that when you are locked into something, you are locked into something. That reminds me of something I say all the time. You really, unless you want my full attention, don't go out of your way to try to get my full attention. Because it's like, once you have my focus, oh boy, well, I hope it's for happy reasons. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I can see that when you're locked in, you are locked in. So let's just do some general open-ended advice for you. Reflections, insights. 7 of Cups. Strength. Queen of Pentacles. Yes. I saw it was a little softer there. You have such a balanced mind against your reality. I love that so much. It says practicality, logical reasoning, priorities. Not much slips past you. Okay. In terms of practical insight and practical application, you got that down pat. Okay. You're always several steps ahead. I see that. But I did see your Chariot. Like I said, it was the most interesting thing. Forward momentum in a direction that's closer to you, personal home. Okay? And so it is. 7 of Cups, strength, which I think is an interesting element there, and the Queen of Pentacles. So here we have more of that earthian energy, but it's softer this time. Oh, pray tell. Yeah. It would take you strength to soften your energy a bit and open up in a particular direction. You're saying it would take you strength to do that. So it's a choice. Please be aware that's a choice. I've seen it for you a couple times. Again, you can handle it. Queen of Swords there, 8 of Wands. You can handle some conversation. But you're saying on the personal side of things, it would be a kind of act of strength for you to soften up. To soften up in love in some way. Be open to expressing yourself or receiving emotion. Either way, it requires a softening. A lot of people don't understand that. I don't know why. It's a two-way street, but okay. So it's an act of vulnerability to open up and express your feelings. It still takes as much vulnerability to be willing to receive someone else's. Okay? Because if you're not open to it, you're not open to it. So you have to want to be open to someone else's feelings or receive them. You're saying it's taking some strength for you to soften up and be open to expressing yourself in some way that's a little softer. Okay. Oh. Well, do I need to press further? 8 of Wands and the Lovers. Who knows? It could be fun. I see it. Not much gets past you, huh? And it's not. I don't think you're looking for anything bad or horrible. I'm just saying you kind of show something I talk about is that you're more about prevention than you are the cure. So you're smart. You're a sharp cookie. Not much flies past you. I don't think it too much does. I don't. You're like I said. That person is probably several steps ahead. But this one takes a little bit more deliberate presence of emotional self in order to participate with it. I don't know why, but yeah, it could be a strong connection. Sure. You have to allow yourself to be a little more open to the flow of it. Okay. Oh, you have to be willing. Oh, so it's been a while since you've taken some risks, eh? Yeah. I can see you're very busy, down to earth. You got a lot going on for you. I was curious about where you're headed, not going to lie. Something for you is moving forward. It does require you to have a certain willingness in spirit to open up. Like I said, soften up. It's your choice. I strongly suspect communication is coming through for you soon. There's proof choice, not the absence of it. So far, I've seen good qualities for you in terms of reaction. In other words, I have no reason to believe that it's a negative thing. And when I say kind of soften up, I'm talking about your emotional guard. It's been a while, I think, for some of you. If I were to guess, it's been a while since you opened up in that way or softened up in that way. Especially since you're saying it would take a deliberate act of strength to do it. So, yeah. Okay. If first this gets your intellectual interest, I see that, curious. Like, what's going on here? What's this about? But after that, it becomes a choice to soften up and continue the dialogue, okay? I hope you do. You deserve it. You're worthy of it. And yeah, it might be a strong lover's connection. I think someone, We have some Cancer here, Leo, and then Earth. But I do believe at its core, I think it's someone who can speak your more practical language here. Okay? But yeah. It's not that you're shy. I think it's just been a while. That's all. Let's keep on. I don't, honey, I don't need to press it. You've been through what you've been through. You learned what you learned. Your priorities are your priorities. Your mind is on point. Your priorities are on, I mean, honey, you're a catch. You're an absolute catch. Whatever it is that lost you in the past, it was supposed to. It put you where you are today. You know, I want you to have this. I do. I want you to try, but you won't know perhaps until you're in it, until you start talking to it. But just to let you know, I think you're just showing me it's been a while since you opened up. That's all. That's it. Sometimes it's not big drama and crap like that. Sometimes you live life, you get knocked around a little bit, you got to get back on your feet, you learn what you learn, you get strong again. You experience yourself differently, and you make good decisions, you feel good, you feel sound. It's just time. It's just time, that's all. It's just time. I really don't have anything else for you. It looks like a good conversation. You know? Full moon in Sagittarius, see the bigger picture. For some of you, by Sagittarius season, I don't know about that. But you might have some very strong Sagittarius in your chart, could be connected to, or like I said, the season might be important to you, which is the season after ours. Okay? But yeah, see the bigger picture. There's yet more for you still. There's yet more for you. For something about this, though, it pleases you personally to be recognized for your accomplishments. Align, yeah, because the time is right. Because we're in alignment with this. That's why. You're in alignment to the energy, you're in alignment to the time. It looks like whoever it is that's trying to talk to you is as well. Okay? All right. We have V, T, N, the letter P. We have the medallion of you, us, Scorpio, also Cancer. I did see that there in their power card. You might have some very strong Cancer in your chart. Could be connecting to it. The season might be important to you. Of course, you might be double, triple, quad water altogether. But you have a very strong mind. The star. Yeah, you've been working on your hopes, wishes, and dreams for a while now. Okay? I see that. And you've made a lot of headway there, too. You look very comfortable, very knowledgeable. And then we have the chakras in alignment. Yeah. So like I say, there's the key word here. Alignment. We're in alignment now. I know. All right, Scorpio, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Pisces, welcome to your Thursday check-in. Show me, Pisces. What's going on? Show me, Pisces. All right. First card down, Ace of Wands, crossing Page of Pentacles, crowning the Hierophant. The Past, the Lovers, oh my. Exiting, King of Pentacles, before you the Four of Swords. Okay. Not there, not just yet. Let's keep going. Strength is the Nine of Cups. Yeah, I knew it. Death is in the environment. Okay. Yeah, we're not ready yet. But you're getting there, okay? You're getting there. All right. Hopes and fears just a star. Yeah. Outcome is the Hermit. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, my goodness. Big energies today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I'm definitely not working with peanuts today, and neither are you. Eight of Wands, Page of Pentacles. There's some communication here that you're on the fence about. Should I go there? Should I invest? Should I invest? Should I put that out there? Should I speak my words? You want to. I don't disagree with the investment. I think your inclination or instinct is correct. I just think now's not the time just yet, but it's close. I think it's close. You'll know before I do, okay? Because it's so strong. It's so strong, so I don't think the instinct is wrong. I don't. I think your words are correct. I think the intent is correct. I think what you're desiring is correct. But I don't think it's time just yet. But you will know when it's time. A lot of things are getting marked for Scorpio season, and yours isn't much different. So soon, I promise. And I think you know that. But when you're ready, there won't be any stopping you. Let's put it that way. When you'll be ready, you're ready. Okay? The Hierophant is at your crown. You have commitment on your mind in some way. I say it's important to you. That's a big part of who you are, is commitment. Okay? So it's not just about being in a commitment or not. It's part of your belief systems is commitment. Okay? What you stand up for and why. What you believe in and why. That's a big part of who you are. So it also tells me when you're thinking about something, you're going to do it. Okay? You got that energy. I said I was going to do it. I'm going to do it. I believe you. However, I believe you are still recovering from an ended commitment or an ended environment that in some way involved commitment. Okay? That's still changing and transforming. I'm not convinced that it's fresh, but I don't know how old it is either. Okay? Let's put it that way. But just because that has ended doesn't mean that you believe in commitment any less. It just changes as you change. Okay? So what you believe in and why, who you believe in and why, who you commit to and why. This is what changes as you gain experience. Okay. Yeah, so that's with you. So again, I know I'm looking at a Pisces that when you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it. You might do it in your own time and in your own way, but you will. I just know you will. The Lovers is in your past. A strong connection in your past. That's not the commitment that ended. You're just kind of pointing things out to me as a reference point. That was an important time in my past, you're saying, was a lover's connection. At some point you stopped investing in it. Okay? But it's interesting, with that lover's connection, that at some point we stopped investing in it. And you think about that. Why you invested in it at all. Why did you see yourself in it? Why did you give to it? What felt right about it? What felt good about that investment? It's like that's the last time. It's in such a heavy reference to the past. It's like that's the last time I invested in something strong. In some way it made me feel grounded. It made me feel empowered. It made me feel connected to my own sense of worth. That lover's connection. And you think about that, but you haven't invested in it in a long time. Okay. 4 Swords is before you. Like I said, you still need to rest. Guys, I'm sorry, I know this is what happens sometimes when I do Celtic Cross or other readings like the 3-month overview. It jumps around. Just to recap, you're showing me something significant in your life has ended. It looks like a commitment, but you still believe in it. You're saying the last time you invested in anything that made you feel empowered, meaningful. It was an old lover's connection, but you haven't invested in it in a long time, perhaps years. And I think that's one of the things you're thinking about communicating with. But just to differentiate, that lover's connection is not the same as the commitment I've seen that's ended. Okay? You're still adjusting, I believe, to that ending. And I believe many of you are reflecting on a potential investment as you last remember it, feeling correct to you was the Lovers. It's not an absolute. I read what's here, not what isn't. Yours is complicated today, I'll give you that. Okay? This would be better suited to an in-depth. But we're still going to take a crack at it. I have to be aware of how much I can cover in about 20 minutes or less. So yeah, we're thinking about reigniting the investment. Just a little bit, not a lot. Communication. It's been, it seems, years since you've talked to them. It's very specific for you today. But hold the phone. 4 Swords. I want you to rest on that just a little bit. I'm not saying wait. I'm saying rest on it. You're still gathering strength, mental strength. Okay. I want you to have the free and clear on this and to feel good about it. Okay. You honestly associate that Lover's connection of the past is making you feel worthwhile. Okay? When you invested it in some way, you felt like it was investing in you, and that felt good. It felt really good, but it's been so long. And of course, obviously, you were in a commitment, but that commitment seems to have ended. Okay? Yeah, we need a little more rest here. 9 of Cups is in your strengths. Good. I want you to focus on that. Wish fulfillment. What does that mean? And healthy wish fulfillment. Is it good for me? Exactly. That seems to be a key point with the Lovers back there in the past. It made you feel good, worthwhile. Like you were investing in some way in yourself that felt correct. So I can kind of see where it's crossed your mind to take up that investment. I don't know how long it's been since you've talked to them. And I'm saying investment because I can see that you're down to earth. I can see that you're practical. Is it worthy of you? And that's a good question to ask. And also wish fulfillment. Is it right for you in here? Yeah? And death is in the environment. As we discussed, that's changed. That's changing. You're still kind of finding yourself. And you're asking all the right questions, and you kind of have a prompter inside you to get on with things. But you also ask yourself, when did I last feel good? When did I last feel strong? Okay. The Star in your hopes and fears. Yeah, I can see that. There's a deep desire to have a far-reaching goal again in love and in life. For you, it's both. In love and in life, to reach for the stars again. You hope to. You would love to. There's a fear attached to that. Reaching for it is a scary thing. The stars. The Hermit is in your outcome. Take your time. There's a lot to learn here. Take your time. Calm, steady. There's so much wisdom attached to you. You're such a steady countenance. I see the potential for something for you turning over, getting readdressed. And something else for you has clearly ended. And there's plenty of space in between for you to learn, reflect, and grow. Okay? Put it this way, if you've made up your mind to talk to this person, you will. And because you last associate it with personal character, strength, and development there and feeling good about you. And if it feels right at the end of the day in your heart, then so be it. It probably is. But don't do so until you know you're ready and you want to. Okay? A little more time there. I'm not telling you to wait. I'm saying reflect and be certain. This is still changing and transforming. Not your sense of commitment. That's still very much a value for you. But whom you found yourself committed to, you're still experiencing the change of that. Okay? In your environment specifically. The Star in your hopes and fears. Yeah, that makes sense. You're talking about getting back in touch with a grand love, as well as possibly, potentially rededicating yourself to a strong, viable pathway. So, yeah, it's going to evoke a lot of feeling in you. Yeah, truth. At the end of the day, if you find peace on this subject about how you would like to move forward and thinking about where you're coming from, and it feels okay, it feels more than okay to you, then you're on the right track. All right? There's a lot going on in here today. It seems I caught you in between worlds. Don't get me wrong. You know what's interesting, though, to me is that you didn't focus on the pain. You didn't. It's more like you focused on the blush of a potential future. I gotta say something. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to divide this up into roles. It's just I have a certain... Well, it's my own sense of correctness in reading tarot that says if I have an impression, I should do my best to report it, even if it's awkward or complicated. So as soon as I saw this network here, and it's a closed circuit of thinking and feeling that is indicative to your past, and you're thinking about reapproaching it. You know, when I saw this, I had an impression that was so strong, and it's one of those terms that we've heard before, but, you know, said might come across as sexist or gender specific, and, you know, we don't want to feel, exclusionary in tarot, but I had this impression. It was so distinct, and when I talked to them, when I invested in them, when I connected to them, it made me feel like a man. Okay? So it's very specific. It either is or it isn't. That's it. All right. That was worthy of me. Eight of Swords, Four of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, that relationship towards the end, the one that's ended, we were not on the same page towards the end. Okay, it's cold and non-committal to its function, design, or what was getting from it, or being gained from it. Like I said, it was a little too distant, cold, non-committal. What are we building here exactly? It might have felt like a roommate type situation there towards the end, but we were no longer anywhere near the same page for relationship building. Never mind the stabilization of it. It was too confusing. One or two people wanted to do just enough, if that. Queen of Wands, the World, and the Empress, and there it is. There it is. As one, that world is right there, in between two personalities, where one door closes, another opens. Okay. See, it may be a fire sign, but maybe not. I don't know. But one door closes, another opens. One to much more fruitful, and someone who's a bit more worthy of you. Okay. Nine of Pentacles. You're single now. You can stand on your own 2 feet. Independent. Take your time. The Four of Swords and the Hermit in you demands it. Okay? That's what I'm saying. There's a big difference between waiting and understanding your path. All right? And owning that path. And I know that's where you want to be. And if you connect to them in time, you will. But not just yet. Not just yet. I feel like you're a couple of breaths away. I believe to talking to that person. Again, you don't have to. I don't even know what lovers to you is in the past, but it's almost like when you look at it, it's like I regret not having invested in it further, or I wish I could have done something like that. It's okay. It's okay. You broke free and detached. I know, one and the same. I break free and detached from that. We're still discovering that, and what does that mean right there in the environment. Okay. Very consistent that has been. All right. Go for it. New moon in Aries. I said when you know, you'll know. And you'll commit to the action. Yeah, we just had the full moon in Aries. But you understand what I mean. When the time is right. I think some of you might have some very interesting Aries in your chart, too. Gives you a little punch when it's time to take action. Am I right? Okay. P, X, F, Q, J, and we have the medallion of the child. Someone here might have a child, particularly, doesn't have to be. The Empress is associated, the only card really associated with maternity. But yes, someone here might have a child. You might have a child. Your former lover person. Could be that children are involved, or it could be seen in a positive or negative way outside the context of literal children. Positive being a childlike wonder, being open, being vulnerable without question. And then the negative being someone is like a child. Okay? They don't have the ability or the capability of carrying responsibility, and they act or they live life with a kind of carefree attitude as someone who doesn't have the responsibilities, and that's a con. That's a big negative side. Okay. Or there's someone who doesn't know how to work through things or work through problems or problem solve. The contribution's too low for someone so immature. Okay. All right, Pisces, honey, I hope this helped you. I do. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer, what's up? Show me Cancer, please. We're going to go ahead and do one more. Show me Cancer. Three of Pentacles, crossing the Two of Pentacles. Okay, crowning is the Hierophant. Same card, same position was Pisces. Very different reading. Very. But it was interesting too. Man, I really would have liked to have pushed that one. But it spoke for itself, I think. Yours? Interesting. Okay. Three of Wands is in the past. Exiting death. The Fool. Ah. No. No. Then let it stand. Let it stand then. Let it stand. Looks like the grace period's over. Let it stand. All right, the High Priestess, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And your strengths, as it should be. Nine of Pentacles in your environment, not surprised. Let that stand. The grace period's over. The time on the calendar has passed. Nine of Wands and the hopes and fears and the outcome. You know exactly what I'm talking about. For the Cancer I'm looking at, there is no confusion for what you're experiencing today. None at all. You gave something here an extended deadline, but it's got to the point of friendship. Do I want to maintain friendship? Peace talks, peace treaties, get along, cooperate with so-and-so. You know exactly who so-and-so is. And you went back and forth on a while, and you gave yourself a limited amount of time to figure this out. And now it's time's up, the Hierophant. Whatever it is you committed to give this time space to work itself out, to come together in peace, cooperation is over. You did your bit. You did your portion. You know, the Cancer I'm looking at says, oh my God, you're going, oh my God, that's, you know exactly what I'm talking about because it's decided, it's done, it's after the fact. So hopefully this gives you confirmation that you're free to move about the cabin now, to move on with life. You know, open up in a new direction. You're on your own. You're good. Okay. You gave this connection, this friendship, I don't quite know what else to call it, your full commitment value. You committed to try to work things out with them, to build, to figure it out. If it's space, then give it space. You needed space, you got space. You went back and forth, and, you know, you concluded, nah. You gave this space to transform, to see if it would change. It didn't. And now death has done its job. Let it exit. Just let it exit. Okay? You did your time. And you gave this thing a grace period. You really did. But I like how you stuck to the time frame. Okay? You tried to compromise with this without getting lost to it, and therefore compromising yourself. And I'm proud of you for that. That's really good. You did good. Honestly, you asked yourself, can I make this work with so-and-so? And is that the right thing to do? Is this working? And you looked at it. With full respect, you looked at it. And you tried. And you gave it distance. You gave it time. You gave it patience. But you also said there's going to be a cutoff. There's going to be a time limit. And the evidence will speak for itself. I can either cooperate with them, get along with them, or I can't. Now, you gave it your full commitment. Okay? It's like, this is my word. I will, even at a distance, try to work things out with you. Cooperate with you. Be friendly with you. So I don't know what this is. But you committed to it. You said you were going to do it, and you did it. You gave it the space it needed to literally try to work things out with this person. It didn't happen. And that's okay. You tried. You gave it the effort it needed. You have the evidence you have. Accept that for what it is. Okay? And also accept that as your particular passport to freedom. You don't have to try anymore with this. You don't. Let the ending stand then, and then exit. I think you committed to cooperating with this, to see if you could get along, maybe be friends, maybe low-key try to work things out with them. But the evidence spoke, but you gave it a damn good shot. Can't say you didn't, but the evidence spoke for itself. Transformation did not take effect, so let the ending stand. Let this exit now. Okay? Before you literally, as the bridge to your future congratulations, is the Fool. You look like you're in the free and clear, honey. You gave this a real shot, though. You did. Whatever this is, said, hey, can we get space and just see if we can work things out as friends? You gave it your full committed attention. You took the assignment seriously. You did. So I don't know who that is to you. But you also said the evidence is going to be the evidence. If this isn't working out, it's not gonna, and I'm not going to compromise myself further. You can't say I didn't try and that I didn't stick to my word, because you did. So let that pass on through. Congratulations. There's your passport to freedom right there. The High Priestess is in your strengths, as you should be. Yes, your intuitive self. Realistically, I think you knew what was up. I do. Intuitively, I think you knew it was up. But you also promised that you would try. But still, I feel you knew. And I don't think you were threatened by it either, to be honest. Nine of Pentacles in your environment. You were free, honey. You were solo. It just feels correct. It just feels correct. And to you, it feels correct, and that's what's more important. You don't have to try to work things out with this person anymore. You can move your committed energies on. You can move your intuitive energies on and focus on you now. And the Nine of Pentacles is great. You look great. Strong, healthy, independent, capable. Nine of Wands in your hopes and fears. I mean, I know you don't want to be angry. You don't want to carry around resentment. You don't want to have a chip on your shoulder. I get that. That's an easy call. Nobody wants that. Because that means in some way you're still feeding this at the negative level, and you don't want that. But you also hope to always be in a position to deflect this if you need to resist it, to not welcome it back in your life. So while you don't want the edge, and you don't want to be angry, I don't think, you also always want to be in that position where you can stand up for yourself, and if you need to reject this again, that you can. I think so. Again, hopes and fears is a guarantee of nothing. It's just who we are on the inside. You don't want to walk around... excuse me. What am I trying to say? My tongue keeps trying to lock on it. You don't want to walk around in this life being angry all the time, but you also want to know you can be in the position to protect yourself if you need to. Okay? Finding the balance between the two. That's the ticket. Ace of Swords is in the outcome. You have a hard truth here, but it's your truth. Stick to it. Okay? I really want to focus on this part where you're in touch with yourself. You are in command of thyself, personally, individually, in your own environment. That's the garden of your making, and you're thriving quite well. You're very capable. You can stand on your own 2 feet. And you have the freedom for a new beginning, and whatever that means to you. That's your truth. You've earned it. You literally earned it. You did your time over here. You did what you said you're going to do. You saw the evidence for what it was. You let it go. You're going to try to keep it together anymore, or be friends, or cooperate with this anymore, or make it happy. Whatever this is, needed the space. It can have all the space it wants now. Okay? Man, whatever that was a big deal to you. You put the Hierophant down for it. I said I would try. I'm trying. I'm very curious to see what the hell that was. Oh, I just popped my damn jaw. I know that probably sounds dramatic, but it's not. It's part of my exercises. So for someone who's had a lisp since childhood, you do a lot of vocal exercises and jaw and stuff like that, and you just get used to it. So I know it can sound quite dramatic to other people, but to me it's like every now and again I need to. But yeah, anyway. There's that Nine of Pentacles again for you. King of Cups, the Star. Yeah, I know. And you will. You will. You will. Because, why? Because I said so. No, actually, it was your energy that said so. You tell me what's up with you. I don't dictate what's going on with you. You tell me what's going on with you. That's what's in you. Yeah, your heart is aiming for the stars, baby. Anywhere between Scorpio season to Aquarius season, I see you bloom beautifully. You are still yourself. You're very independent. You're still very capable. But I see your heart choosing love, aiming for the stars. It's gorgeous. Like I said, you have that passport now. Look at you. You're so capable. You're so grounded. I love your environment. You look like you're thriving there. You look very comfortable. I bet you have a very tidy home. You put some good quality work in there, I think. I bet you take good care of your lawn. But no, there's more to it than that. No, you take pride in your home. Good. That's the way it should be. But more than that, I see a heart space thriving under a star. Ace of Pentacles, there's the Hierophant in you. I know you take your efforts very seriously. When you say you're going to do something, you do it. You might have some very strong Taurus in your chart. I would put good money on that, actually. Seven of Cups, you did your best to work through this and keep yourself open to it. And whatever form of structure it would take. You told yourself you would try so long as they did. The Hierophant, Eight of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. You did your damnedest because you said you would to work through this and keep yourself open to it. So long as they showed up, you would too. What was your evidence then that it was time to call it quits? Did you see that you were putting more into it than they were? Because I got to tell you, that looks like a pretty low but manageable return. Ten of Cups, Page of Pentacles. We were willing to put the work in because of the inner circle. It was important. Okay. To try to maintain that peace or emotional equilibrium. He just wanted to see if, in short, you two could get along as friends. Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment, Four of Swords, and Eight of Wands. There's some good dialogue in there. Nine of Cups, Four of Swords, Eight of Wands. You had some rest on this subject, healing and insight on it too. In other words, you weren't an island. I think you opened up, some of you opened up and talked about this to someone else. Gave you a lot to reflect on about what was happening over here. Okay. I think you would tell me you did your best to try to meet the other side's needs and committing to this and trying to make it work and keep yourself available to it. You really were trying to be kind or be fair, but nevertheless, it was time to close it. But nevertheless, it was time to close it. It was time. That's all I'm telling you. It was time. It was time to close it. So while you might have gotten some results that were indeed friendly, you did your best to get along with this and build into the connection, the friendship, the something at their comfort level. You showed up, you said you would do the work, but still, you had some really good insight about what this all meant and the evidence of it, the outcome of it. Was this worthy of your continued investment and commitment? Your best work? Going into someone that wasn't trying that hard? Okay. In other words, it didn't seem like they were that interested. That's probably all the insight you needed. Good. I want you to live for you now. I know that sounds selfish, but that's okay. Next time you love, I want you to love for you. Okay? Okay. Not because you have this feeling of obligation. It goes well beyond that space of just, I need to make this work. Okay? The next time you live, I want it to be so emotionally satisfying, it doesn't feel like work to you. Worth. Yeah. You were throwing a lot of good worth into that friendship, including your commitment. This is what I'm saying. Everything begins with the self, including commitment. But you can't say you didn't do your damnedest. You did. Okay. You said it was worth it to you, so you did it. That's what you aligned to. Those are your particular beliefs. See, I knew it. You asked for help. And then you got some really good insight on it. You got some really good insight. I'm telling you, you shared this with somebody whose opinion you trust, perhaps counsel, guidance, spiritual guidance, I don't know. And they kind of help you see things for what they are. Okay? You know, it's like you need all this space between us or what we are. You can have all the space you want now, babe. You know? Make time for self-love, last quarter moon in Libra. Yeah. Now, but yeah, make time for self-love. And I say you will. Oh, gosh. You won't be able to miss that. Oh, honey, you're not going to be able to miss that. It's going to feel so freaking good. It's going to feel so freaking good. Okay. Two C's. CCTW. We also have the medallion of Gemini as well as Aquarius. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to this season. Might be important to you. Cancer, honey. Oh. Oh, there's just so much happening for people right now. Things are closing up. Closing up. Yeah, yeah. The world things are closing out and opening up. I mean, they really are this way for a lot of folks. And as I say, this is what I'm used to seeing towards the end of the year. Is stuff like this, which has been missing for the past couple of check-ins. But yeah, it seems like we're catching up to it now. But I love how people aren't just emphasizing this is what's ending. This is what's ending. This is all shit. It's tragic. No. It's also hope and beauty, and that I'm not done. I'm nowhere near done. I'm just getting started. I better understand myself and where it is I'm supposed to be, and it's absolutely gorgeous. To be clear, once more, I was trying to be subtle, but I saw someone, you, throw a massive amount of work at the committed level to a friendship that was barely cooperative and insisting it needed space. And if that was just for the sake of getting along for the inner circle, that's not what commitment's for. Okay? And I think someone in your life whom you trust to some extent pointed that out to you. Because I saw you. You made a clear decision once the evidence became irrefutable. Anyway, that's enough. I like where you're headed. I hope you do too. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. This is not my beautiful wife. Get it? David Byrne? Talking heads? Get it out of here.